Broman Field, welcome to tonight's broadcast of high school football as the homestanding Blue Devils take on the visiting Fighting Hornets of Orange County. I'm Mark O'Connell, joined as always by Steve Peacock. Steve, great to see you. Last week we were here for the Cannonball Classic. Turned out to be a one-sided affair. It was sweltering hot. That game's behind us. It's in the books. It's nowhere near as hot tonight. Great game for football. The Blue Devils are 0-1. Their opponent tonight, 1-0 with a big win over Cortland.
Big win over Cortland. I mean, they had Cortland beat pretty bad. Cortland came in, scored about 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to make it an interesting game. But Orange, they have athletes. They got a good quarterback, good receivers. It's going to be a big test tonight for the Blue Devils.
Steve, there's nothing new about putting your best athletes on the field and having, your best athletes play more than one position. What better example than Orange County's quarterback, defensive back, punter, and who knows what else, and a fellow by the name of Paul Poirier. And he's had a great game last week, both throwing the ball and running the ball, and he can do it all. And, of course, if you're Orange County, you want him on the field all the time.
You do, Mark. He's electric with the ball, electrifying. He's a good quarterback. I mean, he was 16 for 17 from the field against Cortland down there to Orange. And so look for them tonight to really attack Culpeper, and Culpeper's weakness being their defensive secondary, being young. Culpeper tonight's going to have to play sound defense and get some pressure on Poirier. If they don't, it's going to be a long night for the Blue Devils.
And I think, Steve, one of the things you said when we talked earlier today is that the Blue Devil offense has got to get away from being so predictable. They handed the ball off to Malachi Terrell throughout the game. I'm not taking anything away from him, but it became so predictable. And you thought that if that's going to be really a one-sided, sort of one-dimensional offense, you sort of expect Orange County to pack the box tonight.
Yeah, they will. They're going to dare Culpeper to throw the ball. They're going to pack the box. I mean, Malachi Terrell ran it over 25 times in the game. They scored on a pass, but they never went back to it. And I know Coach Ford likes to use the run to set up the pass. Orange is the reverse. They use the pass to set up the run. So what's going to happen tonight is that Culpeper's got to be sound defensively, and then when they have the ball offensively, got to control the football, but they got to find balance between the run and the pass. So hopefully they can do that tonight.
One other thing, Steve, really the last few years, Culpeper's not known as a come-from-behind team. How important is it then that they get off to a good start and try to maintain some sense of stability on both sides of the football?
I think, Mark, that's the key. You just nailed it. They got to get out ahead of Orange and make Orange play catch-up. Don't let Orange get out in front of them, and then they'll just dominate you. And the next thing you know, Culpeper's back deep in the hole. The Bennett Sutherland's got to have a great game, and he's got to get protection from the boys up front. They're big, but they're not as fast. They have little problems against quicker teams. Look for Orange to try to exploit that too. But again, Culpeper needs to get the running and the passing game balanced in order they can go down to the field and maybe compete with Orange tonight.
Looking forward to calling the game tonight with you, with Johnny, and of course Nicole Wooten is back in the studio. We're a live broadcast. We're appreciative of that. Looking forward to a great game. Much better weather conditions tonight, as we mentioned, and we won't lose as many pounds tonight sitting in that press box.
No, we won't. We won't lose like 5 or 6 pounds like we did last Friday night. But anyway, I'm expecting a big game tonight. Orange is going to come out fired up. Culpeper's got to hope they had a good week in practice and see what they can do tonight.
All right, stay tuned. It's going to be Blue Devils against the Fighting Hornets, and team captains meeting in the center of the field when we come back after this break. Stay tuned. You're watching Blue Devils football on the Culpeper Media Network.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. From shirts to banners and everything in between. Imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints, 317-1473. From wood-fired pizza to the freshest seafood and a world of taste in between. You'll find it all at Copperfish and Time Market. More than just a respected funeral home, Found & Sons supports youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530.
Welcome to Broman Field and the start of tonight's matchup between the visiting Fighting Hornets of Orange County and the homestanding Blue Devils of Culpeper. I'm Mark O'Connell alongside Steve Peacock. Johnny Krawchuk up top behind the the camera, of course, and back in the studio, Nicole Wooten. Well, we missed the coin toss, Steve, as far as team captains. However, the Blue Devils won the toss and deferred, and so Orange County's choice is to receive the football. And why wouldn't you when you have a quarterback named Paul Poirier and all the things he can do?
Absolutely, Mark. He is an athlete. He's being looked at some Ivy League schools. He's got good academics as well, and he's going to be a handful for Culpeper to handle tonight. But we got off.
R.J. Uribe's kick draws
out.
a penalty flag, and it looks like the Blue Devils have to re-kick this one. All right, look, Steve, this has been kind of a different week. We were scheduled to have a game last night between Liberty and Eastern View. Liberty pulled out. So Eastern View idle tonight, and they won't be back in action until next Friday. Well, they were here last week for the Cannonball Classic. They won impressively 38-6. So Blue Devils psychologically have to bounce back from that, and of course that game's behind them. But that one had to sting.
Oh, it did, Mark. I thought them coming in, they had their best chance of upsetting Eastern View and winning for the first time in 14 years, but that was not to happen. So now Culpeper's got to come in here and face a tough Orange Hornet squad.
Uribe now kicking from the 35. He keeps it short. And this
kick.
one will be
Stays
fielded
short.
near the 30-yard line. This is
Stays in bounds.
Poirier, and we have a penalty flag as well. And it looks like they're going to mark it about the
Penalty flag comes
32-yard
out.
line.
Yep.
Orange County will go on offense to start things here
Poirier
tonight.
picks it up
And they're going
right
to call
about
it
the
on
32-yard line.
Culpeper right now unless he picks up the flag. And because he was going to say late hit.
That's what I was thinking, because it looked like Poirier was out
Yeah.
of bounds, and they hit him. Now they're going to wave it off. All right, that's good news for the Blue Devils.
Flag
They had a
is
couple
waved off.
penalties last week that
Hornets
really
will
hurt
come
them.
out.
Yeah,
First and
and
10
you
for
don't
the
want
Hornets.
that would be a bad penalty to start out right, giving them the ball. You deferred the kickoff at the start. So now it's going to be Blue
Well,
Devils.
Steve, I was going to tell you, I'm going to get you to assist me with the tackles tonight with
All right.
those numbers. But as far as Orange County is concerned, we're looking at their roster, and we know that the quarterback, Paul Poirier, is a dandy, and he wears different hats for this team. Quarterback, defensive back, punter, and who knows what else. Well, right now behind him is going to be the running back, number 24, Bryant Childs. Had a pretty good game last week as well. So the Hornets will start from their own 32. This is Childs, the ball carrier, and they hit him immediately at the line of scrimmage and knock him back. It looked like the initial
Stops
hit
him in the
was
backfield.
delivered by number 21, Colby Charlton of Culpeper,
Quarterback
Steve.
Poirier
Yeah,
hands
but
it
number
off to the running
58
back,
was
Bryant
assisting
Childs.
there for Culpeper, and that was Quentin Butler,
Loss
and
of-
as well as number 4,
A yard on the play.
Kabidi Baloo.
And so they actually lost a couple yards, or one anyway. We'll call it 2nd down and 11. Poirier, the quarterback, in the gun. Empty backfield, though. They've spread it out. And here is his first pass. This one's caught near side. But nominal gain by
Pass on
Childs. And several
Tackle made
Blue
by
Devils
Dylan
there,
Shiflett.
including Dylan Shiflett, the linebacker, number 8, making the tackle.
And Mark, Culpeper was willing to give up that kind of pass because it
Two on the
doesn't
play.
hurt them.
Third and
What they
long for
can't
the
give
Hornets.
up is the short over the middle pass where there's no man there. They're playing zone, and one of those speedsters exploits it. So big third down play here for the Blue Devils.
All right, here's a quarterback. Poirier with Childs on his right. He's going to pass. Does the protection hold up? Poirier surveys the field, and then he slips and falls at the 25-yard line. So the Blue Devils, that was Dylan Shiflett there, putting the finishing touches on that play. And the Blue Devils, Steve, force a 3 and out, and we'll see Poirier backed up as the punter.
4th and long for the Hornets.
Yeah, and that was a good defensive series right there for the Blue Devils. Yeah, now you go back and tell your offense, come on, guys. We held Orange on the first series, forcing the punt. Let's see what we can do and see if we can flip the field here and get good field position on its punt return.
All right, well, I've got 4th down. They don't line up the punt. Looks like Poirier is trying to draw them off sides. Now he backs up 2 or 3 yards. And this is a wrinkle that the Hornets have with him as their punter and quarterback.
Poirier
Here's his
backs up
kick.
the punt.
This one's being picked up by Roman.
On ground.
At the 40 is where he goes down.
Alexander
He was
Lowe
tripped
picked
up. If he didn't get tripped up right there, Mark, he had some real estate. And that's the luxury that, like you said, that Orange has. They go in, look like they're going to, on 4th down, go for it. They drop back Poirier for the punt. It's almost like a quick kick.
Exactly. Well, after that kick, the Blue Devils, Steve, on their first series here will have excellent field position at the 40-yard line.
Let's see if we can, get it going. Led by number big 75 and that Coy Hutchison on that line, along with number 58 for Culpeper. I don't see 58. That'll be.
I don't have him. But we know Bennett Sutherland is the quarterback. He'll be directing things. And we expect to see a lot of Malachi Terrell. And we see him right now as his delayed step, waiting for a little bit of an opening to develop, and it did. He got across the 45 out to the 47-yard line, 7 yards on first down, makes us a short 2nd and 3.
And that was a good blocking up front there on that right side of that line, led by Dean Tucker, number 63. And then you got number 72, Jose Jimenez on that line.
And you mentioned Hutcherson.
Yep.
We've got 2 receivers to the left, 1 top of your screen. 2nd down and short, 2nd and 5, rather. Orange County loading that box now. They go back to Terrell, looking for a little running room. He did try to spin away from the hit, and he gets out just shy of midfield, making the tackle there for Orange County was number 55, Christopher Heaston.
Can't forget number 53, Mark Will Holland on that line.
So here is a 3rd and 2, very manageable situation for the Blue Devils as they start on when they started this sequence with excellent field position. At 40, they have it 3rd down and 2 here. First quarter action, no score so far. We've got encroachment, and that should give the Blue Devils 5 yards and a first down. As they mark this one off, we'll tell you, hey, look, we're live this year. Nicole Wooten is back at the station. Johnny's behind the camera. Mark and Steve are here. Our live sponsor is Able Heating and Air, Greg and Katie Venable. You know what? Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air at 718-7556.
And Mark, the center did a good thing on there. Dean Tucker, he waved his hand trying to show his fellow linemen where they're coming.
Well, we got a fumble on the play. They tried to hand it off to Malachi Terrell. I don't think he expected the handoff, Steve. He was looking the other way as if he was going to block, and Orange County has recovered. It looked like it's number 42 there, Cameron Washington. So our first turnover of the game, and that's a bad break for Culpeper, Steve, because they started this with excellent field position from the 40-yard line. It would have been a short field for them.
Right, that was a bad turnover right there, Mark, because as I was explaining, the Culpeper the offensive line was great at drawing Orange off sides and pick up that 5 yards to get the first down. Then what they do in the first play, turnover.
Well, and this is one of the things that Coach Lord of Orange County told me in the victory over Cortland. They were able to force some turnovers and get a short field. And now exactly this is what's happening right here on this first turnover is Orange County. This is Poirier. It was a delay. The fake, and then he kept it, went forward to the Culpeper 43-yard line. He picked up about 6 yards. And we've got a whistle to stop this one. Looks like they're going to bring it back. This is a penalty, Steve, against Orange County. Did you pick up the signal?
It was a legal shift.
Okay.
So, in other words, I think Childs went in motion, but the receiver did not get set. So it was legal shift, and now it was now forces Orange. That was a big run there for Orange, and now that was a big break there for Culpeper.
So it was. He picked up pretty good yardage. They back it off 5 yards, makes it 1st and 15 from the 44-yard line of Orange County. There's your man in motion, Poirier, your quarterback. He looks his way, then he throws it this side, and this play well defended. Coming up and making the tackle quickly was Colby Charlton of Culpeper. The receiver on the play had nowhere really to go.
Well, Mark, that was first started by Will Holland. He tipped the ball, and when rushing in on his defensive end position, he got a piece of that ball, and that was able, and it was fluttering, and that's what the cornerback for Culpeper was able to make a good play on the back.
It was Robinson on the reception, and it is 2nd down and 18 from the 40 now for Orange. Poirier, the quarterback. He's got time over the middle. He goes! Incomplete, intended for Bryant Childs, and he overthrew it.
You can see the arm that Poirier has. He just gunned it in there, but a little bit high, and too high for his receiver to bring it in. But again, Mark, he also ran from the H-back position, looks like, like that hybrid tight end position. And he just did a post right down the middle. That had been accurate. That could have been 6 for Orange. That's where, the Culpeper's got to be really watching that ball and watching that play action.
Yeah, and Childs had a 64-yard touchdown run last week for Orange County in its victory over Cortland. Here is 3rd and 18. Opportunity again for the Blue Devils. Poirier stepping up, and they're going to hit him hard and drop him shy of the 45-yard line. He picked up only 4 yards, going to bring up 4th down and about 14.
And that was brought down by big number 56 for Culpeper,
Quentin
Butler. And that's who was on the offensive line, that 58, excuse me, it was 56 Quentin Butler earlier. He plays both ways.
And you really expect Quentin Butler. I mean, he's really one of the mainstays on this Blue Devil team, Steve, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Poirier lines up really right now as the quarterback. It's 4th and 14 from the 44, trying to draw the Blue Devils offside again. When it doesn't work, he backpedals 2 or 3 yards to get in punt formation. And this is Roman back, bobbled snap, and Poirier able to get it off. Here is the cat at the 20-yard line. And Roman picks up about 5 yards, maybe 4. All right, Blue Devils back on offense, their second possession. And they're going to have it at the 25-yard line.
And Mark, it's all about execution here for the Blue Devils. They can execute their offense and, run and get good blocking up front. They should be all right.
Sutherland on the option. The pitch to Malachi Terrell. Got across the 30, out to about the 32. It'll give him 7 yards. 2nd and 3 coming up. Terrell's had a little bit more running room tonight than he had last week against Eastern View.
He did, because Eastern View was so quick off the off the line and from the box. Eastern View was getting in their backfield. This right now, Culpeper offensive line is doing a good job up front, keeping the Hornets defensive line from penetration. And I like that option play, Mark, because it gets Malachi on the edge, and he also gives them downhill speed, because if he's running right up in the middle, he's not the quickest guy with the quickest first step, but you get him running out there on the option, he's all downhill, baby, all the way.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a different strategy tonight offensively for the Blue Devils. Here's Terrell again, looking for a little running room, gets behind that big lineman, Hutcherson. He pushes people out of the way as Terrell gets across the 40. And on the tackle for Orange County, number 45, Taylor Gibson, linebacker. And I know him from wrestling, Steve.
And Mark, you always said that wrestlers make good athletes, so there you go. But
well, they really do. They're pretty good tacklers, aren't they?
Sure are.
Well, Terrell gets the first down. How about the lead block of Corey Hutcherson? He was just pushing people, bulldozing people away. In there, that left guard position is Hutcherson. First down, Blue Devils. They have it now at their own 40-yard line. Here's the Hornets showing pressure up front. Terrell, the ball carrier. He got away from the first defender, then spun away for yardage. They had a chance for him. Looked like big number 76 of Orange County really had a chance there. That was Jaheim Waters. He was unable to wrap him up.
Yeah, he and also big number 58, Quentin Butler, level number 34 linebacker for Orange, and he's hurt in his shoulder.
That's Bryant Childs there is the shaken up player.
34.
We got a timeout on the field. Well, our timeout sponsor this year is CFC Farm and Home Center. And the service, knowledge, and products you need for your farm, home, pets, livestock, and equine. Since 1932, CFC Farm and Home Center. Well, we've got 5 minutes, 2 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock here in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Game 2 of the regular season is here tonight. We're live. And it's Orange County taking on Culpeper County. Steve, having been from Culpeper and coming up through the years when Coach Drumheller was at Culpeper and Paul Sizemore was in Orange, you remember some great games, I'm sure, between the Blue Devils and Hornets.
Well, Paul Sizemore was a legend in Orange, and Coach Bullheller came up, I played for him my senior year. We lost to him 7-6 over here at the old Comet Stadium in a rainstorm. We didn't convert the extra point, and we came down pretty much like 4 minutes ago in the game, scored, but we missed the extra point, and the Orange won 7-6.
Was that a point after touchdown that was just short?
Yeah.
Blocked or just
short?
Wide? Okay, I got you. They fake it to Terrell, does Bennett Sutherland. And now Sutherland's going to keep it. He crosses midfield. Pretty good footwork. Penalty flag comes in as Paul Poirier makes the tackle from his defensive back's position.
This is going to be crucial. I think they're going to get Culpeper for a legal block in the back here. And if they do, was it after he made the first down? It will be first down. If not, it'll be second and long. See what the
Well, if you look at the body language there, Bryant Childs, I'm thinking this might work against Orange County. We'll see. That doesn't tell all, does it? The man in the white hat will give us the official word. It is.
blocking the back.
Good call, Steve. You nailed it.
Illegal block in the back goes against
And
the
let's
Blue
see,
Devils.
did it happen? If it happened after he got the first down, but they're not going to say he did, so they're going to make it second down. And
As they mark this one off, we'll tell you that this broadcast brought to you in part by Cash Imprints, from shirts to banners and everything in between. Imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints. 317-1473. 4:53 to play, first quarter action. Clock stopped with the penalty. Ball back now at the Culpeper 40-yard line, where it is 2nd and 9.
And Mark, that's a big play difference right there. Sutherland had the first down and then some, but overzealous Culpeper player got pushed to Orange player in the back. Can't do it, especially right in front of the ref.
All right, let's see what the Blue Devils draw up here. Sutherland, gun. That's Plaster in motion. We got movement left side. This is a little bit too flagrant there.
Yeah.
I think anyone
Early
could see
movement
that,
by the Blue Devils
the
back
man
from about
jumping
5
was
yards.
number 16, Alex Lowe. He was going downfield trying to get ahead of the defensive back, wasn't he?
Yep, he was. And what's happening, these are the dumb penalties, Mark. I hate, that's exactly what will do teams in. I know it's only second game of the season, but penalties hurt the Blue Devils last week as well. And they've proven they can move the ball against Orange, but what's happening is they're shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties.
Steve, shouldn't the receivers be eyeing that football and not moving until it's snapped?
Yep.
All right, I'll just make sure that fundamental hadn't changed. Hornets showed pressure. Here they come. Here's a pass. Plaster had it over the middle, and he dropped it. And he's going to regret that one because that was looked like an easy go-to play there. Plaster had it, unable to bring it in. Fourth down coming up.
Plaster the blaster. He just couldn't get it in there, and he was hold on to it. And Bennett Sutherland was getting immense pressure from Orange, and he stood in there. That showed me something about him, the guts he had. That Plaster should have held on to that one. That was hitting right between the numbers. And what he was guilty of, Mark, on that little cross, he was looking downfield before he could look the ball into his chest.
Yeah, what do they say? Sometimes the easy ones to drop are the easy ones, right?
Yep, and you got to.
And you got to give Bennett Sutherland credit. He put it right where it needed to be. They're going for it here. No, this is third, rather. Here's Terrell. He's to the 40, breaks a tackle and gets just shy of midfield. He got a chunk of that yardage back. He's going to be just shy of a first down. So here's a play call for Culpeper coming up here on fourth down and what looks to be just 4th and 1. Do they go for it here?
Well, you could. You're looking to hurry up and show you they can draw Orange off sides. See what happens here.
I know that you got to be thinking, and they do draw them off sides. And, well, the culprit there is pretty easy to spot, Shaheem Waters, number 76. And so that's the second time they've done that. There must be something about that snap count by Sutherland. He's a little tricky out there.
It's the cadence. You can put all that one on Bennett Sutherland. He lined everybody up, quick offense, got everybody up the line, and then he did one big clap, and with that cadence was able to draw that defensive player from Orange off sides. Good play call, smart play call by Bennett Sutherland.
Keeps the drive going. It's 1st and 10 now. Blue Devils from the Hornets 46 with 4 minutes clock ticking. First quarter, no score so far. Bennett Sutherland in the gun. Malachi Terrell there. He gets the handoff versus speed straight ahead. 30, 25, 20. Down to the 10. They wrap him up just inside the 5-yard line. Steve, it was a good run, but I'll tell you one thing. The line up front gave him a whole lot of real estate to run on.
Give that play up to the offensive line on the left side. They cleared the lane for Terrell. He made one move and juked one defender that was going for the corner. He got knocked out of bounds, looked like at the 5-yard line. And what a run by Malachi Terrell, but good blocking up front created that whole play.
You might be thinking about warming up your vocal cords. Well, maybe not just yet, as Terrell greeted hard, rudely there. Hard tackle by Jeremiah Wharton, the freshman linebacker, number 33. And I'll tell you, you may remember that name. He's the son of Timmy Wharton, who played for Orange back in early 2000, 2001, 2002. Fullback and linebacker, and I think he's more than a chip off the old block. That's number 33, Jeremiah Wharton freshman linebacker. Well, the line of scrimmage was the 5. They push him back to the 7, a loss of 2, and it's 2nd and goal from that spot, and the clock is running, approaching 3:10 to play in this first quarter. Malachi Terrell back there, Steve. That was the first time they've really, where he's not had a positive gain tonight.
Right, and see what they call here, Mark.
Back to Terrell. Well, he got back
Terrell,
inside the
the ball
5-yard
carrier,
line. Making the tackle was
just inside the
Jafaro
5-yard line.
Carpenter. And now it's going to be 3rd and goal. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 4.
And see that number
3rd and
24,
goal, Blue Devils.
Giles, who was out injured,
Strike that, the 5, I'm sorry.
came in from his backside, and they didn't block it from the backside, and that hurt him also against Eastern View. When the backside defensive end for Orange, he came crashing down. No one touched him, and he got his hands around Terrell before he could get going. They're going to have to check out there on that right side. If they're going to run to the left, they can't let one of those defensive linemen run it who's quick.
All right, well, let me ask you this. It's 3rd and goal from the 5. Do they go try to get it twice? If they don't get it the first time, or they're going to go for the field goal? Well, being slammed to the turf there.
Nowhere to go.
Bryant
Brought
Childs
down at
makes
about
the tackle
10-yard
on Bennett
line.
Southern. I was going to ask you if they inch their way toward that goal line where they go for it on 4th down. But now, when you get this sort of loss, I think you're going to be thinking field goal, and that means you're going to send the field goal team and kicker R.J. Uribe out on the field, I think.
No,
Maybe they go for it.
They're going for it, Mark.
Would you?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, I don't know.
Well, you have to have a touchdown.
You have to have a touchdown. I don't think, though, that nothing against Uribe. I haven't really seen him kick long distance, but that's telling me right there they just don't have confidence yet enough to put him out there for the field goal.
But if you don't score a touchdown here, you're going to be turned away with no points. So here, let's see what happens. They go back to Terrell. Terrell trying to get away from the one tackler and trying to turn that corner. Unable to because holding on for dear life out there was Austin, make that Sheldon Robinson, number 2. He made the tackle. He makes the stop. Steve, the Blue Devils are thwarted. They're turned back. They get no points from this. Maybe they don't have confidence in Uribe, but I always sort of go with, why not get the points and if it's only 3. But I don't know what his status is.
Well, not only that, but Mark, last week when he was kicking it very low. They didn't want to get blocked and have them, Orange, take it back for a touchdown. So they had confidence, but in their running attack with Terrell. But see, with Terrell, he doesn't have the quick first burst of speed. He gets the speed when he gets going and going downhill. So they're going to have to run him more outside and do some zone blocking and then cut back.
All right, Orange County back on offense after their defensive stop. They hand this one off to running back there. Number 6 is Dwayne Wells.
Hand off up the middle. Dwayne
And
Wells
we're down to a
carry.
minute 10 and counting. Here in this first quarter was scoreless. Well, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 547-3673. Poirier, the quarterback. They have it here at the 9-yard line. It is 2nd down and 7. Back to Wells, the ball carrier, and they do a good job of wrapping him up near the 10-yard line. Nominal gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6.
And again, Orange looks at showing their conservative side, but they're using that. They're a good passing team here, and I'll look for them basically do a little bit of play action here and try to get the pass, pick up this 1st down. Culver linebackers have got to be, linebackers and corners are going to have to be picking up offensive personnel from Orange, or Poirier can pick it up here with the pass.
All right, 3rd down and 6. 10 seconds and counting here in this first quarter. Now we got a whistle and we got stoppage here.
And it's going to be against Orange.
False start goes against Orange.
They'll push it
Got
back
it
5 yards to the 6.
3rd
Now,
and 10.
It'll be 3rd and 11.
Now, if I was Culpeper, now I'd blitz. Because the reason is it's definitely a passing situation. Now, Orange might want to go hand off to be conservative and have Poirier just punt the ball and get him out of that bad field position. So right now, defensively, Culpeper is going to have to dial up. And I think, they're going to have to put pressure on this 3rd down and put pressure on Poirier.
Well, the final seconds are ticking off here in the first quarter. So this is how the quarter is going to end. Scoreless
ends the first
with the
quarter, all
Hornets
knotted
deep
up
in their
at
own
0.
territory, looking at
Coming back on
third
the other
down
side
and
of the quarter,
10 when
it'll
we
be
come back after the break.
3rd and
Stay
10.
tuned. You're watching Blue Devils football
For the
on
Hornets.
the Culpeper Media Network.
Again, thank you to tonight's game.
This
sponsors.
broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. From shirts to banners and everything in between. Imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints, 317-1473. From wood-fired pizza to the freshest seafood and a world of taste in between. You'll find it all at Copperfish and Time Market. More than just a respected funeral home, Pound & Sons supports youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Pound & Sons, 825-3530.
Welcome back to our broadcast from Broman Field. And set to start the second quarter with Orange County on offense facing a 3rd and 10. We're scoreless so far. Mark O'Connell, Steve Peacock, Johnny Krawchuk with you tonight. From Broman with Nicole Wooten back in the studio. We appreciate her hard work. Always appreciate Johnny behind the camera. And, of course, it doesn't have to feel as hot tonight up there as like it was last week. It was sweltering.
It was hot and it was humid, and you could tell it was just in the air, just sticky now. Even though it's early September, it's like.
Well, it's favorable. 3rd and 10. Poirier, the quarterback. He's got time. He had a receiver, and it was dropped. And in on making the play, Alex Lowe defending there against Orange County's Brody Foran, rather. And that'll bring up 4th down. So this is an obvious punting situation for Orange County.
Now, Mark, I would do something here to turn this game back into Culpeper's favor. They got a good stop right there, but maybe go after the punter, but don't rough him. But go after and see if you can block the punt. But there's officials are discussing. I wonder what the call is here.
I agree with you because I think that when you think about the Blue Devils this year, that's an unsportsmanlike against Culpeper.
Oh, that was a bad play there.
After the play.
And I didn't see anything. So that's going to give an automatic 1st down.
They mark it off now from the 6.
I saw that the safety hit the receiver, but I didn't think that was anything dangerous unless he said something to him. And again, I know the coaching staff's a little upset, but you got to tell your players you got to be disciplined. That was a bad penalty right there, Mark.
Well, I heard him. It would have been 4th and 10 from about the 6. Instead, it is 1st and 10 from the 21. And Orange County has 4 receivers, 2 each side.
Good on sports and see. He has to. The official writes the player's name down. If he gets another one, he's tossed. So Culpeper now they've got 1st down. Orange has now got a bunch of options right here.
Well, Childs, he's the ball carrier. Straight ahead he goes. Pretty hard, good running across the 25 out to about 27. Give him 6 yards. A couple of Blue Devils in on the tackle, including Larry Williams. Big Corey Hutcherson checks in, and number 74, Jaden Johnson, checks out. All right, 2nd down, 4 yards to go from the 27. Opening minute here this second quarter. We're scoreless at Broman Field. Childs, the ball carrier, looking for some running room. He's wrapped up by number 53 of Culpeper, Steve.
Will Holland.
Will Holland, you like to say.
Yeah, it was a good play there by Holland.
He's the only Holland on this team.
Yeah, I know. Got a couple more.
I was just seeing if you were paying attention.
I was. Will made a good play right there, Mark. He made sure he didn't grab the face mask. He got the jersey. He kept bull rushing his offensive lineman and basically took everybody out of the play. That was a great play there by Will Holland.
Calling a timeout. Talking about the Hollands, we have 3 on this year's team,
Yes, we do.
and then you have the older Joseph. He was is graduated. All right, timeout on the field, and of course our timeout sponsor is CFC Farm and Home Center. The service, knowledge, and products you need for your farm, home, pets, livestock, and equine. Since 1932, that's CFC Farm and Home Center. Well, and this broadcast is also brought to you in part by Copperfish and Time Market. From wood-fired pizza to the freshest seafood and a world of taste in between. You'll find it all at Copperfish and Time Market. All right, after this timeout, it is 3rd and 9. Big play a moment ago by Will Holland, as you pointed out. Brings up 3rd and 9. And of course, Paul Poirier, he's an explosive player. Let's see what he draws up. Here he goes. Rolls to his right. Throws downfield. Got a receiver called. Maybe a little shy of a first down. On the receiving end of that pass was Jay Farrow Carpenter. And we'll check the spot.
It's going to be 4th down. It's going to be about 4th and long, maybe 1.5 yards or maybe 2 yards mark.
Got out to the 30. He needs at least a yard. A little more than a yard for a first down.
Now, what's going to happen here? Culver's got to pay attention here. Poirier could step back to punt it, or he could just catch the Blue Devils napping a little bit and run it as a sneak and try to pick up that yard. We'll see what they're going to do here. I mean, I'd be very, if I was the Orange coach, I wouldn't really want to take my chance here and give Culver the ball deep in their own, in Orange territory.
Low snap. Poirier picks it up. He's got a first down and more down the far sidelines. All of a sudden, he has just broken it open here, and he goes untouched all the way from 29 yards. That is a 71-yard touchdown run by Orange County quarterback Paul Poirier, and I don't see a penalty flag down, Steve, and it's touchdown Hornets. They strike first, 6-0, 9:52 to play. How'd you see that play develop?
Well, what happened was the defensive end for Culpeper on that side came crashing down. Instead of playing straight up and running upfield, he came down, and then he outran the linebacker. The linebacker also was out of position, and there it was. He was got past on that second level, and off he went, and there was nobody going to catch him.
Austin Frazier on for the point after. What a run by Poirier. Snap, the hold, the kick, and whistle. This one's good. Let's see what.
Extra point is up and good.
And it does stand. 7-0 our score in favor of the Fighting Hornets.
In the second quarter.
See, that kind of said at the pregame before we were on the air. Don't you think it's kind of a redundant term? Because you know what? Have you ever met a Hornet that wasn't mean and vicious?
No, not lately.
And I think the worst of them all are the Yellow Jackets.
Yep.
If you've ever been out cutting grass and run over a Yellow Jacket's nest.
I'm allergic to them, so I know.
Oh, wow. They are vicious, relentless, and just won't give up.
Yep.
Well, anyway, our score is 7-0 here at Roman Field. 9:52 to play here in the second quarter. Steve, didn't Poirier score off a 4th and 1 or 2?
Yeah, he did. About a fourth and 1.5 yards. You'd think Culper would be ready for it because they all thought it was just going to be a handoff or coming up the middle. But what happened, Poirier in his intelligence recognized that the defensive end for Culper was crashing down. That left that corner vulnerable, and all he had to do was get to that edge. He got it, and he already had the first down. And then he was out running, I think, Corey Hutchinson or Quentin Butler, I guess, was trying to chase him down, but he couldn't catch up with Poirier. He just burned it all the way down the sideline for an Orange touchdown.
Well, last week against Cortland, he ran the ball 11 times, 46 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he already has one tonight. And then from passing, he was 16 of 17, no interceptions, 226 yards and 2 touchdowns. That means he was in on 5 of their 6 5 of their 6 touchdowns against Cortland.
And we're going to have a whistle here.
Well, I know you really weren't impressed with that, but I'll tell you what. You were thinking about the kickoff. But I just wanted to give a plug there to Paul Poirier because he had a great game last week against Cortland, and he's off to a pretty good start tonight. Although I think you might agree that the Blue Devil defense had done pretty well, but to give up that 71-yard run on 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, that's got to really hurt you.
It's got to hurt, and it's a mistake they did that. I mean, and the quarterback, he's a good player. I'm not taking anything away from him. He made a good play, good read. However, now Culpeper can't hang their head. They can run against this Orange team, but they just need to start executing and stop with the dumb penalties. If they do that, they might be able to, make this game interesting.
And I think when you think about the nature of this team, the Blue Devils, Steve, to me, they would benefit with a huge lift if they could get something good on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
That could be something that could turn it around for them. This ball goes out of bounds on the kickoff, and they'll throw the flag, and
Blue
Devils will likely take over to 35. Well, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Found & Sons, which is more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. That's Found & Sons at 825-3530. 9:52 to play here in the second quarter. Blue Devils now down 7-0, and they're going back on offense from the 35-yard line. Reasonably good field position. Steve, you like what the Blue Devils have done offensively in terms of adding a wrinkle this week. Rather than going to Malachi Terrell off tackle, they're trying to get him to the outside tonight.
Yeah, they're trying to get him on the edge because he runs downhill better than just starting from standing and into the run. If you can get him going and then pitch to him, he's a tough individual to bring down.
And this is Terrell, but before he can get rolling, they blow the whistle to stop play.
And it's going to be a legal procedure against Culpeper. They started too early. Again, another dumb penalty. I mean, you expect penalties in the first half of the season, but Culpeper has got talent right here. They just need to calm down a little bit, think, and execute their offense. Because the Orange is not big up front. Look at them. They're not huge at all. Mm-hmm. And you think they'd outquick Culpeper, but Culpeper's doing a good job up front with that power football, and I'd just be handing it to Terrell until they stop me, but they got quick linebackers.
1st and 15 Blue Devils now from the 30. They fake it to Terrell. On the slant is Plaster at the 35-yard line. He got back the lost starters, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And, Mark, that's just as good as a handoff, maybe, because they'll be keying on Terrell, and that way that slant's going to be open, or drop him into the slot position and just have him do a post, because that safety's coming up on the play action. They've got to use play action to get these linebackers to bite, so then Malachi might have a chance on a screen or something to get in an open field.
All right, here come the Hornets. Terrell looking for a little running room, won't find much. He falls forward to about the 38-yard line. He'll pick up a couple. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
And this is where Culpeper's offense sometimes becomes too predictable. Now you're in 3rd and 7. It should be a passing situation here. See what they do.
Well, we've seen a couple of passes. Like you say, it does look like a passing situation. 3rd and 7, clock running. 8:40. Second quarter action. 7-0 our score in favor of the Fighting Hornets.
Number 2, Gavin Burke does not look like he knows where to go.
And we've got a whistle.
We've got too much time. Or timeout. No, timeout.
So timeout taken by the Blue Devils, and this is an important timeout, Steve, because, on 3rd and 7, they need to get a play here.
Yeah, and it was the receiving package they had in was causing confusion. One of the receivers, number 2, didn't know where to line up. Again, these are things you work on practice, and I think Culpeper's making silly mistakes. They just need, like I said, Mark, calm down, execute their offense.
All right, well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Copperfish and Time Market. From wood-fired pizza to the freshest seafood and a world of taste in between, you'll find it all at Copperfish and Time Market. Also, Cash Imprints. From shirts to banners and everything in between, imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints. 317-1473. All right, 8:30 to play. You're looking at the Blue Devil cheerleaders, Steve. And will they do something acrobatic here? They didn't sling someone. It was an object, rather. You did notice that, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
All right, 3rd and 7 from the 38. Bennett Sutherland, here comes the pressure.
There you go.
He swings it out to Malachi Terrell, makes a move, 40. Lowers his shoulder, 45, and getting into Orange County territory. Good Tough run by Malachi Terrell. And that's a first down for the Blue Devils in the Orange County side of the midfield.
Mark, they must have been listening to me because I just said that. I said it's screen pass, they've been pounding them up front. Perfect execution right there. Get Terrell moving with the ball. He's a tough man to bring down. There's a good play call right there. Good execution right there by the Blue Devils because it's there all night long.
Yeah, how important is it that the receiver or ball carrier make that first defender miss, and then it opens up things, and Terrell was able to do just that. All right, on this side of the field now, Blue Devils have it 1st and 10. Here come the Hornets. Here's a swing pass intended for, this is Jakari Edwards. Incomplete. He let him a little bit too much out there.
He did, but you can blame a little bit on Jakari Edwards. He didn't take a crisp route on that swing pass. He deviated and went out a little bit to the left, and then all of a sudden, Sutherland's been told to throw to a spot, but Jakari just he didn't run it more in a straight line and he kind of edged himself out to the left, and that made it incomplete. He couldn't get the timing down.
All right. Well, 2nd and 10 now from the 49. Bennett Sutherland. This is Jakari Edwards, number 26, and he some hard running there. Good effort. Shy of the Orange 45-yard line. So we'll mark it at the 46. So give him 3. That'll bring up 3rd and 7.
And Mark, I give kudos to the offensive line. They practiced this week, and they look a whole lot better than they did against Eastern View. And so right now, and the running backs appreciate it. But now here's a good, you got 3rd and another long, 3rd and 7, maybe another screen.
All right, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right on 3rd down. Bennett Sutherland, here comes the pressure, watch out. He is blindsided, ball is loose, and the Orange County Hornets have recovered it. And I believe in their blindsiding, Steve, was number 55, Christopher Heaston, and it forced the fumble, and the Orange County Hornets recover it. He just never saw him coming.
Never saw him coming, Mark, and I'm surprised he got up. He got smacked. But again, where was the tackle on the right side? Somebody missed a block because that guy should not have been coming in free like that. And so they'll have to look at the film on that one because you're going to get your quarterback killed if you want to do that. I mean, he was looking automatic to the left. He couldn't see anybody. And, kudos to the Orange player. He decked him, iced it. And he did what he was supposed to do. It wasn't a dirty play.
Second fumble of the night for the Blue Devils, and now the Orange County Hornets back on offense and a short field to work with. This one fumbled as well. Do the Blue Devils get it? Looks like they do. Well, this was a faulty exchange. Poirier was trying to get it on the end around there to number 11, Nazir McIntosh. That's the first time we've called his name. McIntosh unable to get the handle, and just like that, they give it back to the Blue Devils, Steve.
Number 3 for Culpeper, and that's Larry Williams was there to pick up that fumble.
So turnabout fair play, and Culpeper now back on offense, and they'll mark it at the Orange 49. That's about where it was when they fumbled, and then Orange gave it right back to them. 7:24 to play, second quarter. Clock has stopped. 7-0 our score in favor of the Fighting Hornets. But the Blue Devils back on offense. Let's see what they can do here. Plenty of time remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, I see Will Hollins branching out a little bit. Don't want to let Heisen get blow him by him that time.
Bennett Sutherland handing off. Malachi Terrell looking for a little running room. Spins his way and then drags the defender inside the 45-yard line to the 44. Picked up probably 5 yards on the play. As in on the tackle, number 45 making a good tackle. Taylor Gibson, senior linebacker.
Mark, I was going to say, Sutherland probably went up to his buddy Will Hollins and said, hey, I'll buy you dinner if you don't keep that guy off my backside.
Malachi Terrell, the ball carrier. Good effort. They hit him soon, and he dragged the defender for some positive yards. Going to bring up 3rd and short. We'll check the spot here. It looks like it's going to be at the 42, so he picked up a couple. And now we'll have 3rd and 2 coming up.
And, Mark, that's a dive play. And Malachi can run real hard. He's a hard runner, hard guy to bring down, but he was dancing a little bit there in his running attack between in the hole there, and he just got brought down for short yardage.
3rd and 2. Malachi Terrell made the first defender miss. Still on his feet, and he was one tackle away from going the distance, but Making sure he didn't was Jeremiah Wharton, the linebacker, the freshman. That was just a
pure power
and effort by Malachi Terrell. Gives the Blue Devils a new set of downs
and
here.
kudos to the offensive line, especially on the left side there, Mark. Led there by number 56, Quentin Butler, and Corey Hutchinson were able to open up a big hole for Terrell to exploit. And now you might be able to go for a pass here. First down, take a shot.
1st and 10 now from the Orange County 34. Bennett Sutherland, they keep it on the ground. Malachi Terrell. He gets behind that line. They wrap him up shy of the 30-yard line. Jeremiah Wharton and a host of others, including Bryant Childs. And like number 50 or 60, Steve, for Orange County. Myron Mason makes the tackle. It's number 60. And about 3 Hornets in combining for the tackle. They mark it now at the 31. He picked up 3. It's 2nd and 7. And 5:20 to go. The clock is moving here in the second quarter. 7-0 Hornets on the option. The pitch to Malachi Terrell. Gets to the 30. Makes one defender miss, and then he falls forward just shy of that 20-yard line.
Yeah, again, and see, the only thing about Terrell is he's got to get a little bit lower center of gravity, but he looked like he's got a cramp. He's got a cramp. You can tell he's grabbing his calf. And it's
yeah, he was just a couple yards shy of the 20-yard line. Picked up about 9 yards on the play, it looks like, or maybe even a first down. And they did give him the first down.
Yeah, they're trying to get that cramp. Even though it's cooler than last Friday night where a lot of people were cramping in that tinderbox of last week, this week it's still summer. And if you're not filling yourself up with fluids when you're on the sideline, you're going to get these cramps.
All right, well, while they attend to Terrell, we'll tell you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 547-3673. Well, Steve, if you're the Eastern View Cyclones, what are you doing tonight?
Well, you're watching, either coming out here and watching the Blue Devils, supporting the Blue Devils, or you're home watching the Virginia Tech-North Carolina game. And Virginia Tech's up 14-0 right now.
Or you might be scouting Stafford.
Could be. That's
right.
right.
Eastern View will play Stafford. Let's just check my schedule here. We have Eastern View idle tonight. They will be home to Stafford next Friday. Culpeper next week, home to Fauquier. And Orange County, which entered tonight's game 1-0 after the win over Cortland, will be at Charlottesville next week. All right, so Terrell was okay, but Jakari Edwards now the tailback. Bennett Sutherland looking at 1st and 10 here from the 23-yard line. Man in motion was Plaster, and Plaster hit the ball. When it was snapped, it hit him rather than the hands of the quarterback. Bryant Childs was the nearest Hornet defender, and that's going to push him back a few.
I'm just amazed, Mark. I'm shaking my head. I mean, if all the things to happen, the center snaps the ball and hits the man in motion. I mean, either the man in motion was too slow or the center hit the
too
wrong.
Soon, but it's a timing issue.
Yep.
Right. So back to the 34, so that's a loss of 12 yards. Going to bring up 2nd down and about 20.
And I would not try to go long here because the Hornets are coming. You can watch. You can see it.
Malachi Terrell is going to block. He does a good job. He's got a receiver. That's Alex Lowe. All the way down to about the 1-yard line. And saving the touchdown was Paul Poirier.
But we got a flag on the play. We'll see what's in.
Well, look at the vicinity of it, though, Steve, or the location, what that might tell you.
It could be a block in the back against Culpeper again on the run.
And that was a nice-looking play.
Because it wasn't a face mask or anything. Yep, block in the back. It's going to negate that big pass play.
Yeah, that was a good-looking play. Bennett Sutherland to Alex Lowe, and just shy of that goal line.
Yep, and good kudos to the Orange player to run him down. Lowe was trying to get in the end zone.
But he still picked up positive yardage, Steve, and they've got it marked at the 17, where they're calling it, let's see, second down and about 6.
So
That's not bad.
So the penalty occurred on the 7-yard line then, correct?
Right, I think you're right. So it didn't negate the whole play, but it took a chunk of the yardage away.
And again, that was, once the player, you got to tell your linemen and people blocking, once your tailback or receiver is past you, lay off the block.
Here's Terrell. No, they fake it to him. Then they have a slant. This is Plaster. He catches it. And he's down at about the 10-yard line.
Should have been first.
And I believe that was Bryant Childs in the tackle. He's just inside the 10. Yeah, that should be a first down. If so, that's going to be it is. It'll be first and goal now from the 9. So here's your opportunity, Steve, with the Blue Devils knocking on the door here late in that second quarter. 3:41 to play. They're down 7-0.
Yeah, but they're looking right now for the play right here. And I can tell you right now that Terrell, if he's in there, he's going to get the handoff.
Oh, yeah. All right. Pick it up here. Here we go. All right. First and goal from the 9. We're just inside that 10. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Jakari Edwards now in the backfield behind Sutherland. Edwards, the ball carrier, 5-yard line. Got away from the defender. Lowers his shoulder, trying to get to the end zone. Bryant Childs and a couple of his teammates make sure he doesn't this time around. But pretty good run that time. Good effort by Jakari Edwards. Let's check the spot. It's going to be second and goal. Looks like from about the 3. Make that the 2.
And Mark, that's where I'm saying that Culpeper doesn't have the quickness like an Eastern View with Rack Lawson.
Mm-hmm.
They got that extra burst to get in the end zone right there. But also got to give kudos to Orange. They're not giving up. They're stingy down there around that goal line.
Steve, you got second and goal here. If you're the Blue Devils, you got to come away with some points.
You do. You
just have to.
And no turnovers and no penalties here.
All right, back in the backfield now is Malachi Terrell to the left of Bennett Sutherland on second and goal from the 2. They go to Terrell. Terrell's in the end zone for Culpeper, and they're a point after touchdown away from tying this ball game.
Touchdown, Blue Devils. Malachi Terrell from 2 yards out. Big TD. Mark, they had to get that touchdown, especially late here in the first half to try to even things up now with a point after and see if they can knock this game 7-7.
All right, R.J. Uribe is the kicker. And they're going to line up in this formation to try to try to put the Orange County Hornets off balance. I'll go back now to the conventional lineup. Plaster's the holder, Uribe the kicker. This kick is up and good. We're tied, 7-all. 2:22 to play here at Roman Field. Well, how about that drive, Steve? This one, the Blue Devils really did take advantage of good field position. The short field from the Orange County 49, but remember how it came about. It was off the fumble after Culpeper had fumbled. So Culpeper fumbled, and on the next play, first play on offense for the Hornets, they fumble, give it back to them, really at the same spot. And then from the 49-yard line, the Blue Devils, mainly behind the running of Terrell, but they had a couple good pass plays with Plaster and Lowe as well.
They did, and then they had a costly penalty for blocking the back, but give them kudos. They came in back against that, and regrouped and were able to take it into the end zone for a touchdown. So maybe at halftime, the coaches will go over, the mistakes that they're making, these little ones, these penalties. They got to clean that up, and they can play against Orange. Orange is no dominating football team that I've seen. They're a good team. They're nothing, but they don't stand out. They're not overly large up front, but they do have that good quarterback, and he's a senior. And again, Culpeper is just going to have to continue doing what they're doing to keep him bottled up, because Poirier does not have the passing attack like he had last year.
And one of the things that a big difference in tonight's matchup for the Blue Devils is the offensive line has had much better success against the defensive line of Orange County than it had last week against Eastern View. Terrell just didn't have the running room he had last week like he's had tonight. This kick caught at the 35-yard line and dragged down Larry Williams Takes down the return man there. Number 6 for Orange County, and that's Dwayne Wells. So Orange County back on offense. 2:17 to play here in the second quarter. We're tied up 7-all.
And here's now Culpeper on the defensive side here. Cannot give up a big play like when they gave up to Poirier on that run. He had that touchdown run. They've got to play solid here. And look, you know, in Orange, and not, like I said, just play solid defense. Don't let a receiver get behind you and really attack and pressure Poirier because he's going to throw it.
Well, it's 1st and 10 from the 31. Paul Poirier, the quarterback, and he's got Bryant Childs behind him. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 4-man front, Blue Devils. They fake it to Childs. Here's Poirier. Here's Hutcherson coming after him. Steps up to get away from him. Throws it downfield. He's got a receiver open down to the Blue Devil 45-yard line. And the player is injured. Making the tackle for Culpeper, number 28, Steve, was Talik Thomas. And then the receiver, did you pick up his number? Is it number 3?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, well, that's Sheldon Robinson. And the way he went down, that didn't look good.
No, but I thought it was out of bounds. It looked like to me, but the refs are calling it a catch. And
well, the timeout on the play. We'll thank our timeout sponsor this year, and that's CFC Farm and Home Center. The service, knowledge, and products you need for your farm, home, pets, livestock, and equine since 1932. That's CFC Farm and Home Center. You know, we're live again this year, and our live sponsor is Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air at 718-7556. And a shout out to the owners, Greg and Katie Venable. Well, Steve, what do you think here with that injured player? Is he on his feet yet?
Yes.
That's a good sign always.
He came down awkwardly and he got hit at the same time. But again, I thought that was out of bounds, but the officials said no. And no, yeah,
you're right.
It is out of bounds. You're going right back to
the line of scrimmage where it'll be.
Yeah, there's the ball right back there because I didn't think he was in bounds when he caught that pass.
And he was hit hard.
He was. Good play by the Culpeper defender.
Well, we've got to check out what this is because the line of scrimmage was the 32, and now they have it at the 19. So
it must have been a penalty. For coaches might have said something. We'll see. They didn't even mark it off, did they? I mean, they didn't even say what it was.
I didn't see a penalty flag. Anyway, it's back at the 19. It's about 1st and 20. Paul Poirier, shotgun, empty backfield, man in motion, whistle.
5
to
yards.
stop this one. They before Bryant Childs will get going, they'll have a 5-yard illegal motion penalty. That'll back them up 5 more, back to the 14. Will make it 1st and 24.
And again, this is where Culpeper should pin their ears back right now. And I would be dialing up a blitz, but I would disguise it very well because Poirier's pretty smart back there in that shotgun. You don't want to. You don't want to get into one-on-one matchups on the outside.
All right, line of scrimmage to 14. 1st and 24. Bryant Childs alongside the quarterback, Paul Poirier. Childs the ball carrier. Pretty good run there by Childs. He gets into the open field, past some of that secondary. Nice run and close to a Hornet first down.
Or maybe to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, he's across. The original was the 32. And now he has it at the 37. So how far is he from a first down?
6 yards.
Second down and
6
or 5.
Yeah.
Not as close as I thought. That was a nice run by Childs. His longest run of the night. Remember, he had a 64-yard touchdown run last week against Cortland.
Well, they can't forget about him.
Man in motion. They fake it to him. Poirier keeps it. And got away from Hutcherson as he falls forward across the 45. To about the 46. That'll move the sticks for Orange County as we're down to 1:31, tied up 7-7. They still have some time here, Steve, and now a good field position at the 46.
Yeah, they're running their quick strike offense, so Culpeper's got to be ready and be ready to go. And Mark, I would also be telling my defense line, when you make a tackle, wrap them up, don't throw them forward to pick up 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah. All right.
This isn't a judo tournament.
All right, 1st and 10. Here comes some pressure. Larry Williams, or make that, my mistake, incomplete. It was number 53 showing the pressure. Isn't that William Holland? It is. Yeah, incomplete pass as well. So the Blue Devils brought some pressure, and that was a good time to do it.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, they got to hurry Poirier up. They can't let him stand back there 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds and make, look around where he's going to throw the football. You've got to make him hurry him up. And don't let the opposite shouldn't be, don't let Poirier make the defense hurry up for Culpeper.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Childs in the backfield alongside Poirier. They go to Childs. And over that right side, straight ahead for maybe a couple. And I think we'll probably have a timeout taken here soon because we're down to 1:04. Yeah, because Orange County would like to put together something here. They still have over a minute to go, and in a short field. They need a couple big plays, however.
And you got a good quarterback, smart quarterback. So Culpeper defense is going to have to regroup as well, and just go over. Look, guys, keep an eye. Don't let the receivers get behind you, but keep an eye on number 1 at all times.
Your wallet or purse has been found.
Well, we were talking about last week's game. We were here, and then this Thursday, yesterday, the game with between Easterview and Liberty was canceled. They won't make that one up, to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah, that was canceled due to COVID.
And so Easterview idled this week, and they'll play at home next week against Stafford. I don't know anything about Stafford yet, but I was looking ahead. And, of course, the Blue Devils will be taking on the Falcons of Fauquier next Friday. And we mentioned Orange County will go down and play against Charlottesville. All right, well, after the timeout, let's see what Paul Poirier and company have dialed up here on 3rd and 7 from the 48-yard line, or 49 rather. They fake it to Childs. Poirier got a receiver, and he's got a first down. It is the pass was caught by J. Farrow Carpenter. Alex Lowe around the ball carrier, or the receiver. They move the sticks and reset. 56 seconds to play. Now the clock resumes. And Poirier brings them to the line of scrimmage. They'll have it now at the Culpeper 44. 4-man front for Culpeper. Here's Poirier. Here comes some pressure. He's going to try to run away from it, and does. Now he gets it to Childs. Childs hit hard down at about the 40-yard line. He'll pick up 4 yards. And that one didn't come easy.
Tackle by number 4 for Culpeper. And that is Kabidi.
Bailu Cabetta.
Cabetta. He got hit in that front.
Is it Kabidi?
Kabidi.
Well, the coach. Well, I was misinformed. So it's the long vowel, Steve.
Kabidi.
Now, can we say Kabidi together?
Kabidi.
Yeah. Mark, don't say Cabetta. But I was.
Kabidi got the
Bailu Kabidi. That's a name you hear a lot, isn't it? Nope. It's not. Steve, are you listening?
Yes, I am.
It's not a household name yet.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. But nice play there. And then after the timeout here, you're talking about the Fighting Hornets with 35 seconds to play. 2nd and 7 from the Blue Devil 41. Now, you really got to watch out, as you said, for this quarterback because he's got a 71-yard touchdown run tonight. So the Hornets only scored. So be careful back there. Fakes it to Childs, throws it, middle of the field, got a receiver, down about the 35-yard line. That was Sheldon Robinson.
Brought down
by
no
huddle.
Kabidi.
Yep, by Lou Kabidi.
Good job.
Yeah. All right, they play fake again. Short pass, Sheldon Robinson. And they wrap him up inside the 30.
Well, think about it, Mark. This is going down 10 yards in increments, and they're getting down pretty close to.
Yeah, but they're down to 11 seconds, and now they're going to spike it to stop the clock. And now the Hornets can regroup and talk to their head coach and his staff about how they're going to manage these last 10 seconds.
They're going to try to get in one-on-one matchups again with Culpeper's defenders. Culpeper's defensive backs and safeties got to recognize that one of the safeties or middle linebackers is going to have to stay home in the middle. I put pressure on him from the outside, because you got to be wary. Poirier can run it. So
yes, we've seen that.
So again, if you're
right.
I put pressure on with the defensive end, keep a middle linebacker home so they don't exploit the middle, and make sure my defensive backs Looks like Culpepper's going to call a timeout.
And, you know, really with 10 seconds left, you don't really have any time for any more short passes.
No, you don't. And that's exactly what I think their defense is going to talk about right now. Say, look, they're going to try to get a one-on-one matchup and either throw it to the end zone and hope to let their athletes, orange athletes, go get the ball. If not, if they're covered, Poirier can run. And they want to make sure that their defensive line understands what Poirier's doing back there.
Blue Devil defense getting some water there, a little rest. And let's see if they can hold up here these last 10 seconds and deny Orange County a score. If that happens, we'll go to the intermission, tied 7-all.
Special shout out tonight goes
now,
to our head
Paul
basketball
Poirier
coach,
has already shown us
JT
what he can
Thompson
do
is in the
running the
house
ball,
tonight.
and of course the Blue Devils
Noted
knew about that coming in. Nevertheless, he has
and Red Sox
Orange County's
fan.
only score so far on a 71-yard jaunt for a touchdown. That was the game's first points. Blue Devils came back to tie it up. Now the final 10 seconds here will start.
And Orange has got one-on-ones. There you go.
Here comes Hutcherson. Poirier gets away from him, throws
down the
downfield.
right
This
Looking
one's
for a
picked
man.
off by the Blue
Pass is
Devils
picked
there.
off by the
Number
Blue Devils.
28 bringing it back,
Thomas
Steve.
goes.
He's got a little bit of room. Can they close in on him? And they finally force him out of bounds and ran out of real estate out there. That was number 28, Talik Thomas. And Steve, that's got to be a huge psychological boost for the Blue Devils to get the interception here at the last play of the second quarter, seemingly, although the players haven't left yet.
But we got a flag on the play, and they're calling it back. And it can't end on a defensive flag, and it might be against the Culpeper.
But it would be after the
Malik
interception,
Thomas with a
so
nice
wouldn't it
play
just be
there
marked
at the
off
goal line to make the interception.
afterwards?
Unless
Takes
it was
across midfield.
Holding on the return.
holding on the return.
Illegal block in the back on the return.
Yeah, it's holding on the return. But it's halftime. They ought to take a look up and said, the penalty is halftime.
And let's see if that's what they're going to do.
Because you don't have to make it play it over because it's on the return.
Illegal
All right, it's
block in
going
the
to be
back on the
declined.
return. It's declined.
And
All right, looks like that's going to end it, Steve. But what a way to end that second quarter with the Hornets threatening there. 10 seconds remaining, and Poirier threw it. Talik Thomas picked it off, and it keeps the game knotted up 7-all. All right, we've played the first half here at Brummel Field. The teams will go to the locker rooms tied 7-all. We'll take a break and come back for the start of the third quarter. And when that's all set to begin, and for now, we'll tell you you're watching Blue Devils football on the Culpeper Media Network. Keep it right here.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. From shirts to banners and everything in between. Imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints, 317-1473. From wood-fired pizza to the freshest seafood and a world of taste in between. You'll find it all at Copperfish and Time Market. More than just a respected funeral home, Pound & Sons supports youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Pound & Sons, 825-3530.
County Economic Development Office is thrilled to host the 24th Annual Harvest Days Farm Tour. This self-guided driving tour has both traditional and unique farm sites. Visit a winery or brewery, an equestrian farm, a sustainable farm, and a lavender farm. With over a dozen farms to see, there's something sure to delight everyone. For more information on this free event, visit culpeperfarmtour.com. Download the Culpeper Farm Tour app or like them on Facebook at the Culpeper Farm Tours page. See you there.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. Cash Imprints, 317-1473. The Copperfish and Time Market, 825-1011. Found & Sons, 825-3530.
Welcome back to Broman Field, where it's halftime. We're tied up 7-all. And you look at the Blue Devil players on their sidelines, and they won the toss and deferred, so they'll be receiving the second half kickoff. Well, we're tied up 7-all. I'm Mark O'Connell alongside Steve Peacock, and of course Johnny Krawchuk behind the camera up top, and Nicole Wooten in the studio back at the station. Well, if you tuned into the first half, you saw pretty interesting game. Steve, Orange County's quarterback Paul Poirier had the 71-yard touchdown run, and Culpeper put together a drive off the turnover and tied it up 7-all. What's your assessment from of the first half and from both teams' perspectives?
Well, I mean, Culpeper held their own against Orange. Orange, I thought the way they came out against Cortland last week, scoring 42 points, I thought their offense was going to be more explosive than what I'm seeing so far in this game. However, kudos to Culpeper on defense. They look like they scattered Orange pretty well and were able to pretty much neutralize Orange. So much for the game, except for that one run. They allowed Poirier to rip off a 60-yarder right down the sidelines, but he hasn't beaten him with the pass. So how much? 61? 71 yards. And right now, so Culpeper, they're 7-7. Orange is going to be fired up on defense. Culpeper gets the ball here to start second half, and I think it's very important, like we talked in pregame, that Culpeper scores and gets out ahead of Orange.
Yeah. Well, if you're the Blue Devils, don't you feel pretty good about where you are now?
Yeah, I do. I hope the talk in the locker room at halftime was clean up the penalties and dumb mistakes and just play sound football.
And the first half ended on an interception by Talik Thomas of Culpeper to stop that Orange County threat that would have given them a go-ahead score.
It would have, yeah. And I mean, I thought he was going to run all the way back, but he got tackled in the end of the half. But again, now Culpeper's just got to see what they can do here on this possession with the ball.
Austin Frazier, kicker for the Orange County Hornets, will kick off to start things here in the third quarter. And then they keep it short. Center of the field, shy of the 30-yard line. And this is Alex Lowe, I believe, on the return. Yeah, it is Alex Lowe. Pretty good field position, I think, Steve. That's just that's the downside of these short kicks.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know. If you got a good field goal kicker that we've had in the past, Culpeper and Easterview, you just kick it into the end zone, they start out the 20. But, now, they want to go the short kick because they don't want to have Orange's fastest guy to take it and run back a kickoff. I get it, but you got to trust your special teams. And if they do their job and stay in their lanes, that won't happen.
All right. So as we start the third quarter, Blue Devils go on offense. Good field position at their own 44. Bennett Sutherland alongside Malachi Terrell. And Terrell gets the call here on first down, and nothing doing. Stopping in the backfield there was Jafaro Carpenter. And Terrell's going to lose a little, maybe a yard on the play, bring up 2nd and 11.
And Mark, Orange is going to be looking for Terrell. I would now be, like I said, they scored when they used play action and were able to get freeze those linebackers and get into one-on-one matchups on the outside. And they've got one-on-one matchups. And they just got to look for that and keep looking for that slant from the slot position.
2nd down and, well, still 10. Terrell tries to get the outside and does. Got the edge. Orange County territory down at the 45. Penalty flag comes in late, and that might be on the tackle, as making the stop for the Hornets was Nazir McIntosh.
Yeah, it looks like you got a horse collar tackle, Mark, and that's going to be 15 yards. We'll see what the call is here because it came in.
You'll see the sign for the personal foul coming up. It is face mask.
Face mask tackle on the play. Penalty goes against Orange.
And that is a good break there for Culpepper. Mark, see what I mean by right there with Terrell? If he gets a running start like he did, he got to the outside, he can turn on the motor, and then he's tough to bring down. It's just when they gang up on him in the middle and they're doing these dive plays is where he has trouble because he doesn't have that quick first step. But when you get him going and can get him going in motion, then you can pick up a lot of yardage and attack that edge.
All right, Blue Devils now have it at the Hornets 39, 1st and 10. Malachi Terrell.
Terrell trying to go right side.
Yep, tried the right side and maybe picked up a couple.
But you see how he's trying to pick his way through and he's stopped, he's not moving, and he's trying to, break free. That's what I'd be holding and say, son, just run. Run as hard as you can. And just trust your blocks and trust your blocks.
I thought maybe the delay was to sort of look for a little bit of an open and then try to accelerate through it.
Well, yeah, if you delay if you're going to do zone blocking. If your offensive line are going to block one way, you go with the flow and then try to cut it back. But Orange is doing a good side on backside pressure, so that's not working there. So then let's go to the edge and do toss plays, options.
All right, 2nd and 8 now from the 37. And play action. Bennett Sutherland has it. Throws downfield. Cole Plaster, the receiver. First down yardage down to the 20-yard line. 17 yards on that play.
And that's what I'm talking about, Mark. That was beautiful setup. Play action. It froze those linebackers for Orange, and then it got you in a one-on-one matchup, and Plaster made up right there with that catch for the drop he had in the first half.
Yeah. And so 1st and 10 now for the Blue Devils from the Hornets 20. 9:45 to play here in the third quarter. 7-all our score, which was what it was at the intermission. And Blue Devils starting the third quarter here on offense and started with good field position. They now have it 1st and 10 from the 20. Malachi Terrell, the ball carrier, this time not going anywhere, making a nice tackle for Orange County, number 60, Myron Mason.
And Mark, on that play, again, that's what I was talking about. It took the quarterback telegraphed the handoff, and the inside defender for Orange saw it, and then they were able to attack Malachi Terrell right there. You got to keep that ball low if you're Bennett Sutherland going to hand it off. Keep it low. Don't show it up in front of the lineman, because if you got a lineman coming across, they could also smack it out of your hands and be a fumble. So,
all right. Well,
I still think play action is the way they got to go with him. Use Terrell right now under play action. Have those linebackers bite and throw it.
All right, 2nd down 11 from the 21. Sutherland throwing, and it looks like making the catch just shy of the 15-yard line was Plaster. Picked up 6 yards, going to bring up 3rd and 5. This broadcast brought to you in part by Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. That's Found & Sons at 825-3530.
You're lucky that number 24, Childs, did get a penalty. I thought he might have speared the receiver for Culpeper, but the officials aren't calling it. But they did give him pick up the first down.
Well, he didn't pick it. It's third and.
Third. Excuse
yeah,
me.
that's all right. But he did pick up about 6 yards in the play, and it's about 3rd and 6. Malachi Terrell back in there alongside Sutherland. They fake it to him. Sutherland throws, got a receiver inside the 15-yard line. There is number 10 for Culpeper, Steve. That is David Holland.
Okay.
The first time we've called it. Yes, the first time we've called his name tonight.
Good play there by David. He knew where he was, got his feet down, and he's the youngest of the Holland brothers.
I believe he is. Yes. So now we've got 4th and 3 coming up. So they line up to go for it here, but you figure they're going to try to draw them off sides, don't
you? You watch. See if they'll.
Orange is bit twice. Will they bite a 3rd time? I think Bennett Sutherland's hoping so. He's trying. I think Orange County maybe is wised up to that.
I think they did. They wised up that play.
You fooled me once.
The center does this, and then
you fooled him once, and then you fooled him twice, and they said, nah, probably not a 3rd time. At least not yet. So now the Blue Devils call a timeout. Well, our timeout sponsor this year is CFC Farm and Home Center, the service, knowledge, and products you need for your farm, home, pets, livestock, and equine. Since 1932, that's CFC Farm and Home Center. We are live this year, and our live sponsor is Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air at 718-7556. And so after the timeout, Blue Devils will have it 4th and 3 from the 14-yard line. 7:54 to play. 3rd quarter action, we're tied up 7-all.
And now, Culpeper's going to go for it. They're not bringing the rebay in for the field goal attempt. So we'll see what.
Well, we know before the timeout they tried to draw the Hornets offside. Didn't work. So do they go?
Go play action here again.
All right. Sutherland throwing. This one's picked off. It was intended for Alex Lowe, and stepping in front of him was the defensive back there, number 15 for Orange County, and that is Brody Foran.
And Mark, that was all Bennett Sutherland's fault. He didn't look off the defender. He had his eyes glued in on him the whole time. Defender saw his eyes and just stepped in. It was an easy play for the defensive back. Sutherland's got to learn to pump fake it and get that, then throw the ball. But he also needs to go through his progression, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and he just kept locking in on one of them.
Sideline warning against the Blue Devils. I was going to say, Steve, the Blue Devils let an opportunity slip away from them. They started out with good field position at their own 45 and moved it down to the Hornets 14. They had 4th and 3, and they went for it. And not only did they not get the first down, they committed the turnover with the interception. That's 3 for the Blue Devils tonight. 2 fumbles and an interception. And now Orange County will go on offense for the first time here in the 3rd quarter.
Now let's see how they respond after that turnover, Mark. Both teams.
So Orange has it on its own 30. Here is Poirier, the quarterback, going to keep it all the way. Got away from the first defender, and they tackle him out at about the 35-yard line, which means he picked up 5 yards.
Will Holland on the tackle.
Will Holland, okay, very good. Do you think we'll see more of Poirier running in this second half?
Yeah, because he's going to use it to set up the pass. What he's going to do is make himself more dangerous. He's going to get him out on rollouts and see if he can complete the pass there. And Culpeper, he's going to try to, wear out the defensive lineman by making him chase.
All right, here is 2nd and 5. Hornets from the 35. Poirier fakes it, keeps it, straight ahead he goes, and with a little second effort there, he will fall forward for a first down. It looks like Corey Hutcherson and Will Holland in with the tackle for Culpeper.
See, that's what he's going to do. Poirier is going to run the ball a little bit and try to soften up that Culpeper defense. Then he's going to fake run and drop back on the pass.
I think that I'm guessing they decided at the intermission we've got to get Poirier to take charge and do a little bit more running.
He's their leader. He's their athlete. So Culpeper's job right now is to stop him.
He fakes it, And he's going to keep it again. Straight ahead he goes. Lowers his shoulder, gets to the 45-yard line. So he's getting about 5 yards a pop here. Steve, you're looking over there at Quentin Butler, the last man up.
Yeah, all I'm just saying is right now, Culpeper, defensively, they've got to really dial up some blitzes here and, learn how to keep Poirier off balance. Because what's happening, he's running. If he breaks through on that first level and he can get free in the second level, he'll use the speed to run away from you.
We've reached the midway mark now in the third quarter. And it's 7-all, and it's 2nd and 5. Hornets from the 45. 3 receivers to the left. Childs, the ball carrier, straight ahead he goes. They stand him up, and then he pushes forward for a pickup of about 2 yards. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Big 3rd down play here for the Blue Devils, Mark. They have to get a stop here because I expect Orange, if they don't make it here and they get a couple yards, they might go for it on 4th and 2. So,
I think you're probably right. Maybe try to break it open a little here. 3rd down. About 3. They fake it to Childs. He's got a receiver over the middle. Caught. 1st down yardage at the 45 of Culpeper. That'll be a pickup of 7 yards and a 1st down. The receiver there, number 13 for the Orange County Hornets, and that is Jafaro Carpenter, sophomore, receiver, 6'2", 180.
And Mark, all he's doing is just standing there wide open. He's found the Culpeper's playing the zone, and what he's doing is just finding the soft spot right there. And he doesn't really run the ball. He stands up too much, but he's a possession receiver, and he keeps the chains moving.
All right, here is 1st and 10. Poirier's got some time. Over the middle again. Good hit made by the defender. That is Alex Lowe, I believe, number 16, right?
Yep.
Making the hit. Breaks it up. Good play. 2nd and 10 coming up. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Cash Imprints. From shirts to banners and everything in between. Imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints. 317-1473.
Mark, big number 99.
Deontay Ford.
Ford came in for Will Holland in this play.
All right, here is 2nd and 10 from the Culpeper 45. Again, we're tied up 7-all. 5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd. Childs, the ball carrier. Childs reversed his direction a little bit, made a nice cut, got down to the 35-yard line, and where Larry Williams made the tackle, but not before Childs picks up a Hornet 1st down. Picked up 10, moves the sticks. They'll have it now 1st and 10 from the Blue Devil 35.
Big number 74 just came in for Culpeper, and that's going to be Jaden Johnson in for Corey Hutchinson.
Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. That's Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 547-3673. All right, 1st and 10, Hornets from the Blue Devil 35. Poirier fakes it, quick throw, near side, nice tackle on the play. That's number 1. Is that Colby Charlton?
21.
Yeah, Colby Charlton making the nice tackle.
He stayed home, and he was very smart in that play. Didn't buy any of the fakes. He stayed home, and it was a short pass, and he was able to come up there and make the tackle.
They actually lost some yards, 5 to be exact. Brings up 2nd and 15. Clock continues to run. Just under 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd at Broman Field. 7-all. And the Blue Devils and fighting Hornets. 2nd and 15. Poirier's got time. Throwing far side, and it's caught. And this is Sheldon Robinson and Jacob Roman defending for the Blue Devils.
And Mark, he needs to get over there, quicker in that corner right there. They just allowed.
My mistake, Steve. Dylan Shipley.
So Dylan needs to get over there and make sure that he's, covering his man. He got a little bit behind him there, and they made a pass complete. But Poirier looked like he's down right now with cramps.
Well, that's fairly common, isn't it?
Yep.
We'll take a break. In other words, take this opportunity to tell you that our broadcast brought to you in part by Copperfish and Time Market. From wood-fired pizza to the freshest seafood and everything in between. You'll find it at Copperfish and Time Market. Oh, I told you about our live sponsor this year is Able. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air at 718-75-56. Steve, I can personally attest to that. I really can.
Oh, good.
Yep, and very satisfied with that. And I want to send kudos out to the owners, Greg and Katie Venable. We appreciate it very much. And also, we talk about Johnny being behind the camera each game, and Nicole Wooten back in the station.
Does a great job.
So you're looking at the Blue Devils here on the break with the injured player, or actually you think maybe just cramps and the injured players or the player being attended to.
Yeah, see how they're doing right here? They're pushing on his leg. It's a cramp. Trying to get the cramp out. The best way to get the cramp, make him stand up and drink a lot of water. I mean, they're going to have to take him out of this on this series, but.
How about pickle juice?
Do you have some pickle juice? You got Vlasic or Mount Olive?
I think it's very effective.
It does work.
Now, I don't think it tastes real good, but I think
pickles
it does.
are good. I like pickles.
I do like pickles. Drinking pickle juice, not so good.
I'm a dill pickle man. Are you a bread and butter man, or?
I really like the deals. Yeah.
I do too.
Well,
good to see Paul Poirier.
Poirier back on his feet.
Walking off on his own. Let's give him a big
Vinegar
round of
also
applause. He's
worked
played hard
too.
all night long.
And Poirier getting a round of applause here, deservedly so. Now, we don't have quite as many fans here tonight, Steve, but last week was the Cannonball Classic, and that's probably why.
Yeah, in first game for both Eastern View and Culpeper, crosstown rivals, that was a big crowd. Everyone was hoping that, at least on the Culpeper home team, was playing the home team, thought they might have had a chance to upset Eastern View, but kudos to Eastern View. They played a lights-out ball game.
Blue Devils showing pressure.
Who's the quarterback?
Well, let's pick up that number. Oh, it's a handoff to Childs. Watch out. Childs in the open field, breaking tackles, and they finally tackled him inside the 10-yard line. There's a fumble, but they may rule he was down by contact.
And Childs doesn't look like a big, strong back, but he's slippery.
Recovered by Orange.
Yeah, he is a little slippery.
And he was able to take that run, and he caught Culpeper napping right there.
Got it down to the 8-yard line. That is 25 yards on the pickup by Bryant Childs of Orange County.
So the backup quarterback is Gavin Burke, number 2.
Bryant Childs. So number 2 is actually Sheldon Robbins.
Okay.
He's also worn number 5 this year, but he's wearing 2 tonight.
Is that 2 or 3? I can't.
I think it's 2.
No.
Or is it 3? Here's Childs again. He runs into Holland, I believe it was.
Holland,
and he got some help from Larry Williams. They ran into a stone wall that time. They pushed him back. That was Childs, the ball carrier. Let's pick up that number. Is it 2?
It's number 9. No, that's for Culpeper. Number 2 would be Austin Frazier, quarterback. Yeah, it's number 2.
No, 2 tonight is Sheldon Robbins.
Okay.
Let's see.
Could it be?
It looks like it's number. I tell you, it is number 3.
Okay.
All right, that's Darius Holmes. Darius Holmes now in for Paul Poirier. And alongside him is Dwayne Wells. Wells is the ball carrier.
And off to Wells.
He's not going anywhere. Had 3 Blue Devils waiting for him, including Colby Charlton and a couple of others. Number 74 coming over there for the Blue Devils. Jaden Johnson. And now let's check it, Steve. It's 3rd down and long.
Third and long, and they're waiting, they're trying to see if they get Poirier back, but he's still being attended to with the cramps over there on the sideline. So now, look how Orange's offense changes dramatically with Poirier out.
And it's 3rd and goal from the 14. So we said Holmes is the quarterback. Darius Holmes. And now he's going to roll to his right, look for his first pass. Here comes the pressure. He gets rid of it. Had to get rid of it. Someone was applying some heat. Oh, we got a penalty flag coming in, and that's probably going to be a late hit.
It's going to be a late hit. Who's that on, number 74? Or
on the play.
Personal foul.
I couldn't see who was giving chase.
Roughing the passer. Against Culpeper.
He's walking back right now. I can't see his. It was 70. I can't.
I thought it was number 74 as well. Of course, that's Jaden Johnson.
No, I think it's. It wasn't him. It was. I can't. It was Looks like Hutchinson maybe.
Hutchinson's number 75. But regardless of who the culprit is, it's going to.
50. Who's 58?
58. Isn't that Butler?
No, it's 56. Quentin Butler. That's who it was.
56 is Quentin Butler.
Yeah, he's the one who had the late hit. Roughing the passer.
After the roughing the passer penalty.
Now, that was a dumb Culpeper penalty. I know Culpeper sideline didn't like it, but he, did it right there in front of the official. Now
they have, first and goal from the 8?
Yep.
And whistle as Holmes remains the quarterback. Childs was the ball carrier. They blow this.
Prior to the snap,
this first stop.
Goes against Orange.
And so 5-yard penalty against the Hornets, Dave.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say that the offensive lineman wasn't set.
All right. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Copper Fish and Time Market. From wood-fired pizza to the freshest seafood and a world of taste in between, you'll find it at Copper Fish and Time Market. Now, we've got a 1st and 13. Holmes, he's going to throw. This one's going to be caught out of bounds. So it was a nice pass, a nice catch, but not in the field of play. We'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 2nd and goal rather from the 13.
It looks like Poirier's coming back in, Mark, number 1.
Well, of course, they miss him when he's not in there. That's for sure.
Well, they miss his leadership, and they're used to him. And he's a good athlete.
2nd and goal.
He just had to shake off the cramps. But, hey, I was going to say the backup quarterback did a good job, Holmes.
Yeah, he did. All right. Poirier is back into the game here. He wants the ball. He's going to keep it.
Back in the game.
Good footwork by Poirier. Just taken down just shy of the 5-yard line.
Glad to see him back on the field for the Hornets. He takes it inside the 10-yard line.
Now it looks like brings up a big 3rd down here for the Blue Devils.
We'll have to pick it up out there. That's 6 or 7. All right, so 3rd and goal from the 6.
Yep. Now, what do you hear if you Culpeper? What do you do?
Stop him.
For lack of better words.
You mean how are they going to stop him?
Yeah.
Poirier's going to run it. Can they stop him? Well, he got down to about the 2. And now they're going to have another opportunity here. So, it's going to be just from about the 2 yards out. So this is certainly in something that Poirier can. He's usually good for 4 or 5 yards a run.
And now it's 4th down. Now the Hornets, decision time for them. They're going to go for it or go for a field goal.
Well, I don't think they'd ever try a field goal, would you?
No.
Because they had a chance earlier in the game. Didn't they decline to do that?
Let's make some noise. 4th and goal.
All right, they're going to go for it.
Help the defense out. We've got to make a goal line stop.
And the Blue Devils are making noise in the stands. You know why, Steve?
Because the goal line stand.
Yeah, they wanted to make a goal line stand.
And Orange looks like they called timeout.
And you probably would at this point, wouldn't you? You got to come away with some points. You're going to be going for it on 4th and 2.
It'll be
actually, though, looks like we've got the end of the quarter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Got caught doing a little napping there.
End of the quarter, Mark. But again, Culpeper, they're tied 7-7. But what's going to happen now is Orange has got 4th down on 2 and goal from the 2-yard line. What do you dial up here if you were Culpeper? You've got to be able to stop Poirier and you've got to be able to stop Childs. Those are the two, I think, that are going to try either, try to run it in. I mean, Poirier, they probably would might even try to roll him out and have him make a decision.
All right. Let's take a quick break. Give Johnny a break. We'll come back for the start of the 4th right after this.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. From shirts to banners and everything in between. Imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints, 1473. From wood-fired pizza to the freshest seafood and a world of taste in between, you'll find it all at Copperfish and Time Market. More than just a respected funeral home, Pound & Sons supports youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Pound & Sons, 825-3530.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. Start of the fourth quarter, which sees Orange County looking at 4th and goal from the 2. And now it looks like Orange has called a timeout.
No, Culpepper did, Mark. It was forward. He's running out there on the field. He didn't like how Culpepper was lined up.
No, I thought they signaled it was that Orange called it. Well, in any event, we've told you our timeout sponsor this year is CFC Farm and Home Center, the service, knowledge, and products you need for your farm, home, pets, livestock, and equine since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center. And, of course, we're live this year, and our live sponsor, Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air at 718-7556. So we're going to start the fourth quarter. Let me ask you, I mean, I know it kind of puts you on the spot, but did you think when we started the fourth quarter tonight we'd be tied 7-all?
No, it did not. I thought, but you got to give credit to Culpeper. They've played a good ball game. They've had some few, penalties at inopportune times that have hurt them. But right now they got a 4th down and goal here. They can really change the momentum of this game. They get a stop here against Orange.
4th and 2 from the 2. Poirier's going to take it. Can he get there? No, it looks like he does not, but there's a penalty flag thrown in at the end of the play. They upended Poirier just shy of that goal line.
Yep, it depends on where his knee is, but he got a got a flag down here.
That's in the backfield, isn't it?
And I think it's going to be against Orange. We'll see.
You start looking at the body language of the players, you can get an idea.
Yep, they marked it short. He didn't get in. So if it's Culpeper, I wouldn't. If it's against Orange,
you would decline it.
Decline it.
Here comes the call. Holding Orange.
Penalty. Now, would you decline it and or accept him, push him back 10 yards from
or would
the
you
spot,
take the ball?
Or would you take the ball? But you got the ball just right on the goal line.
Well,
I'd say, I'd say football, take the ball. Take it.
Well, I would ordinarily, except that Culpeper always operates in the gun.
That's true.
And he might be giving up a safety. I'd almost be inclined to say.
No, they're going to take it. They're going to take it. That's what, you can't give him another shot. You would have given him.
So you wouldn't mark it off. You would say you'll take the ball at the 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you mark it off and they can make a play, it's 4th down, but it's 4th and goal from the.
Right.
Now, the thing is.
What do you think you're going to say to me if Culpeper gets up to safety?
Well, yeah, I agree.
Well, we hope they don't. But Johnny's got the camera right on that ball. Look where that ball is right now. It's only inches away from that goal line,
right.
Steve. Now, you're going to put your quarterback under center. He's rarely ever there.
I know. That's the only thing I don't like. But if you would have accepted it, you made the Orange 4th down, but you could have got better field position if they did.
That's what I was thinking because the Blue Devil defense had done a pretty good job of limiting the – let's see what happens. See, they're in the shotgun, and the Hornets show pressure. They hand it off to Terrell. Well, there won't be any safety on the play because Terrell got across the 5 and gave him some breathing room.
Right. And the other thing is, too, if they would accept the penalty, then Orange could have brought on their field goal unit and kicked it and tried to go up by 3. That's a good reason.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if is either team even trying field goals tonight?
I don't know. But that's what I would have thought they'd try to do if Culpeper, didn't want the ball.
They go back to Terrell. Bounces to the outside. 15-20. Breaks the tackle. Runs into, it was like a ping pong. What was the game we used to play?
Pac-Man?
No.
Tong, pong?
Not.
Ping pong? Tick-tock?
No, it'll come to me. Tonight when I'm asleep, I'll
Bumper
wake up.
pool?
No. Tonight when I'm asleep, I'll wake up at 3 o'clock. And I'll think, that was the word I was looking for. You see, there was a delay in the motor cortex there, Steve. Well, that was a pretty good run, and bring it back with the holding.
I thought I saw a flag back there, but I didn't, but it got obscured by the players, and so now it's got Culpeper
backed up to the 5.
But it's still first down though.
Well, I think it's actually second because they had already run a play before that. But that's okay. Now remember, they started this inches from the goal line, and they got a little breathing room. Can Terrell give them a little bit more here? Trying to pick his spots. Got across the 10. Had a player lose his helmet.
He's going to have to go off field, number 72.
72 or 76. Yeah, that's the rule.
Yep. But now they're giving
gave him the first down, yeah.
Now, if Culpeper, I like for this, if they can sit there and grind up clock and yardage and come down and give them a chance here at the end of the game to score, I like the chances here. But Culpeper's got to play sound football and don't commit dumb penalties. I would now see the Orange is going to be thinking that Malachi Terrell is going to get the ball almost every play. Here's where you can really use play action and look for plaster.
Well, they don't. They go back to Terrell. They keep it conservative, left side, and he gets behind the line, gets the push out to about the 20-yard line.
And that was kind of a backside handoff. Looked like Bennett Sutherland, turned the wrong way, but he was able to, correct himself and get the ball exchange free with no problems. So.
Second down and 4. Clock running, 10:20 to play. Fourth quarter, tied up, 7-all. That was our score at half. Neither team able to score any points here so far in this second half. But the Blue Devils have it 2nd and 4 from the 20. Back to Malachi Terrell. He's a staple. He got across the right side, broke a tackle, then had a little bit of clearing, got across the 30, even the 35-yard line, and picked up at least 15 yards on the play. They're going to give him 16 to the 30, or 17 to the 37-yard line. 1st and 10, moves the sticks. So they're really relying almost, predominantly on Malachi Terrell tonight.
They're trying to grind out that clock and, take it down the field. Here, it's still tied up early in the fourth quarter.
Terrell has certainly had some better running lanes tonight than he had last week. It's 1st and 10 now. Blue Devils from the 37. Hornets, they're coming. Terrell got away from the first defender and almost got away from the second. The second slowed him up for his teammates. That was actually Jakari Edwards, number 26. Jakari Edwards does spell Malachi Terrell occasionally, doesn't he?
He does, and Edwards still, I don't like his running style. He needs to get a little bit lower center of gravity. Don't stand straight up. So.
Well, no gain on the play. Maybe a yard. 2nd and 9. Clock running, 9:05 to play. Fourth quarter, Broman Field. 7-7 our score. The visiting Fighting Hornets of Orange County and the Blue Devils of Culpeper in an even battle. Bennett Sutherland takes the snap. Here comes the pressure. He's in trouble, and he's slung down. Huge loss back to the 25-yard line, and that is Bryant Childs making that tackle and sack for loss.
That's where Sutherland's got to learn to throw it out of bounds. Just throw it out of bounds. Make sure it's past the line of scrimmage.
Childs came in from his linebacker's position. He's a junior, 5'8", 155. Now pushes it back to the 26-yard line. He lost 12 yards. 3rd down and 20.
Yeah, I know Culpeper does not want to turn over to Orange back into Poyer's hands. So we'll see what they do here. Big 3rd down, long one. See if they can pick it up.
What are you dialing up, Steve?
I'm dialing up a pass play. Play action.
Here comes some more pressure. Gets rid of it to Terrell. Terrell has nowhere to go. They wrapped him up immediately, and 3 Hornets in the tackle, including the initial hit from freshman Jeremiah Wharton.
Yeah, they had that snuffed out pretty good, Mark. And they put pressure on Sutherland. He was going to throw a screen to Terrell, but the 3 defenders for Orange, because they take 3 defenders to bring down Terrell, and they stopped the play. So now they force Culpeper to punt.
And that means R.J. Uribe. And he's going to stand at about his own 5-yard line.
Good snap here.
see who's back. It is Poirier back. Here is Uribe's kick. This one is going to be short, and they may have gotten a piece of that. I'm not real sure. It's a short kick. Looks like it's going to go to bounds just past the 35-yard line.
See, that's dangerous now for Culpeper because you give Orange on Culpeper's 35, and with Poirier's talent, and he can run and throw it. Now you got to really ask your defense to stiffen up right here and come up, see if they can come up with a big play. But they've got to play smart.
You got that right. Well, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive at Keystone of Service and a cornerstone of our community at 547-3673. Now, we know someone who works out there. Steve, he used to be a Blue Devil. Well, lead ward number 32.
Jeremy.
Who is Jeremy Bailey?
Bailey.
Yeah, all right. Orange County back on offense. Poirier trying to find his receiver, Sheldon Robinson. Threw it a little behind him. Robinson dove for it, couldn't bring it in.
See, look, I see what Orange is going to try to do. They want to soften up that Culpeper defense, especially over the middle.
All right, second down, 10. Paul Poirier and Orange County Hornets at the Blue Devil 39. They fake it to the running back. Poirier's got time, throws downfield, got a receiver caught. That looks like, no, it's number 13 for Orange County at the Blue Devil 20-yard line. That is Jafaro Carpenter. Big pass play, Steve. That was down to the 20. He picked up 19 yards on the play.
Yeah, and what was Culpeper doing playing the zone defense on there? I mean, they just found that spot right there, and that's too easy for Poirier right now to make that pass.
Now, Bryant Childs back in the backfield. And they figured him. Poirier's going to keep it. Straight ahead he goes. Watch out. He lowered his shoulder, got inside the 5-yard line. Alex Flo, Talik Thomas account for the tackle, but now the Hornets, Steve, with first and goal inside the 5-yard line, have a really good chance here for a go-ahead score.
They do, Mark, and again, the Orange got the ball in their best player's hands, Poirier, and he's a good quarterback, and he's marching the Hornets right on down.
From the 5 they go, first and goal. Childs, the ball carrier, straight ahead, end zone, touchdown Hornets, and Childs from 5 yards out gives the Hornets a 6-point lead. 13-7 now with 6:20 to play here in the ball game.
And they signal touchdown, or is this? Yeah, they're ready for the extra point.
That's the extra point, yeah.
I mean, Culpeper don't hang their heads. They've got still plenty of time to get back, get that touchdown, to get back in, tie the ball game up. But you've got to play some sound football.
Well, the fellow who just scored the touchdown also is the holder for the kicker, Austin Frazier.
Culpeper needs a block here because this would be big.
Well, it would be. There's the snap, the hold, the kick. Kick is over the. No, it's not. It's no good. And what did you say? You wanted to block, but you'll take the miss instead, or as well. And now it's 13-7. Could be crucial. We'll see. You've got really about half a quarter to play here. 6:20. Plenty of time for the Blue Devils, but I think it goes without saying. Yeah, there's plenty of time, as long as they don't make crucial penalties or turn the ball over.
Correct. You're absolutely correct on that.
13-7 our score. There's your Blue Devil cheerleaders, Steve.
Yep. They do a good job.
Now they're playing a song in the background. Is that Cyndi Lauper?
Yes.
Girls
want to have fun.
Girls just want to have fun. You can understand that, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. That's Found & Sons at 825-3530. Also, Cash Imprints, from shirts to banners and everything in between. Imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints. 317-1473. Did your daughter was she ever involved in gymnastics?
No.
Yeah, I had two that were briefly, yeah.
Right now with 8:56 minutes left, Virginia Tech's leading Carolina 17-10.
Steve, I was trying to talk to you about gymnastics.
I don't know anything about gymnastics.
Well, didn't you do the vault or something?
Yeah, I was the rings.
You were the ring? Have you the rings?
Out of ring.
You had those guys that do the rings are, I mean, phenomenal. It's just like not strong enough, you know.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Here's Frazier's kick. Going to be a short one. Going to be picked up near the 20-yard line. This is Jakari Edwards on the return, and not bad. Decent field position at the 35-yard line. All right. So, Steve, Culpeper goes back on offense from its own 35. We have 6 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the fourth quarter, and the Blue Devils are down 13-7. You know, it was 7-7 until just a moment or two ago. The teams had battled scoreless and on even terms. We're talking about the Blue Devils now having to come back to tie it up, and a PAT would give them the win. What do they have to do here on offense other than the obvious, which is to avoid the mistakes and penalties?
Avoid the mistakes and penalties, but they got to score. I mean, they score, keep and touchdown and go up with a point after they're up by 1. But they've got to play some sound offense and execute and really run out this clock. Don't give Orange a second chance.
Bennett Sutherland and Terrell know where to go. He's hitting the backfield before he could even get going. And Jeremiah Wharton, that freshman linebacker, we've been talking about him some, Steve. And I mean, it's always quite an accomplishment when you can start on a varsity team as a freshman.
Exactly. But again, Mark, I question the play call there. You know, use Terrell as a decoy, play action, get your receivers. Because Orange knows you're going to get it to Terrell that you want to, but make him a receiver. But you got to get good blocking up front. I mean, Orange was in the backfield before Sutherland could even hand it off.
That's true. And he lost 3 yards. It's 2nd and 13 from the 31. 5:30 to play. Now, Terrell lines up on the right of Sutherland. Orange County showing blitz here. Terrell the ball carrier, a little hesitation start. And he got to the 35.
I mean, they've only went to the option one time today, and it was working. I'd go back to it again. I mean, you've got to understand. I guess what I'm trying to say, you know what plays were working against Orange. You don't make the, I understand you want to be predictable, but you're being very predictable by handing it off to Terrell every time. Use them on an option. Use them as a decoy and play action. Swing them out on a wheel route and get them out to the outside. You got to get that Orange defense to guess.
3rd and 9. Will the protection hold up? Sutherland steps up. Now he throws downfield. This one incomplete. I believe it was intended for Alex Lowe.
That's dangerous too, Mark, because he's throwing up off his back foot. Is there a penalty?
There may be.
Could be a late hit.
I'm looking for a yellow flag. I thought it might be. Well, maybe not.
Could be a roughing the passer, but
that was away from the play, so I didn't see it.
No, there it is right there. He's picking it up.
Oh, okay. On the sidelines there.
It might be against Culpeper the way they're looking.
Here comes the call. The man in the white hat.
Talking to somebody.
Illegal shift. And it's declined. So now the punting team will come on for the Blue Devils. R.J. Uribe, and the likely safety will be Paul Poirier.
And you know what's going to happen here, Mark. That Orange is going to come back and just run the ball. Poirier, try to eat up this clock. Don't let Culpeper get a second chance.
Here's the snap. No pressure that time. Let's check the kick.
He just straight up in the air.
And it's going to be a short one, and it takes a Hornet roll, and they're going to down it at the 45.
Okay, Blue Devils punt. It'll be 1st down.
They need to, nothing to take against Uribe. He might be a good PAT, but he's not a good punter.
Well, excellent field position for a team that has a 7-point, or actually a 6-point lead with 4:29 to play.
And it's a good athlete, a quarterback that they have. It's a good leader. And again, it's just that Culpeper became a little bit too predictable here in the fourth quarter. But they're not out of the game. They got to keep their heads up. They can get their turnover away. Interception, running back, or turnover away from scoring. So
Well,
they
had
keep that in mind.
That's right. You know, and that reminds me, they had the interception to end the first half when Talik Thomas picked off that pass by Poirier to end the threat.
But I don't look for Poirier to.
Here's Childs, Steve, trying to get to the outside and does. Then makes a cut and picks up good yardage. Got inside the 40, down close to the 35.
For a small back, he runs tough. He runs hard.
He wasn't the projected starter, but he's he's having a good game, and he had a good game last week against Cortland.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had a 64-yard touchdown run, didn't he?
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, Bryant Childs, 64-yard touchdown run last week. A couple of receivers against Cortland did well. Will Lewis and Nazir McIntosh, but we really haven't heard from them receiving tonight.
And Orange is going to run the clock as much as they can.
3:40 and counting. Poirier going to keep it. Straight ahead he goes, and he lunges trying to reach the 30. He'll be about a yard or two shy, but he should have a first down.
Should have a first down. Again, they're going to keep the sticks moving, and Orange is just going to take their sweet time and use every bit of this clock. Culpeper's got to come up with a turnover mark. They have
You're exactly right, Steve. The clock right now is Orange's friend, up 13-7, and clock ticking at 3:25 and counting. And this broadcast brought to you in part by Copperfish and Time Market. You know, from wood-fired pizzas to the freshest seafood and a world of taste in between. You'll find it all at Copperfish and Time Market.
Culpeper overall in the series does not have a winning record against Orange, and Orange, it dates back way before the Sizemore years. And Orange has pretty much owned Culpeper football for a long time.
Here's Childs again, the ball carrier. Nominal gain this time. Big number 70 of Culpeper wrapping him up, Steve. That was Sean Updike. That's the first time we've called his name tonight.
Yep, he made a good play.
Big Sean Updike.
Getting some play right here. I mean, Culpeper's big. He's got some good athletes up front. But again, we need to be. We just can't. We made too many mistakes, Mark, in this game at crucial times, or didn't execute.
Well, how about that interception when the Blue Devils were driving?
Yep.
That hurt them.
That hurt.
Yeah. Second down and 8. More importantly, the clock ticking. Here comes the Blue Devils' pressure. Poirier's going to keep it. Straight ahead he goes. 20, 15, 10. They bring him down. Cole Plaster finally brings him down. And, boy, that's just the last thing he needed was for him to rip off a big run like that and move the sticks once more and put you in scoring position where you'd make it a 2-score game.
All right, and Mark, the other thing is, too, remember when Culpeper took the ball on downs at their own goal line, and then they had a penalty in there. When they had the first down, and then they forced them to punt with a penalty. And so now, right now, Poirier's just sitting there. They're just taking their time. Just going to let this clock run down.
Well, the clock is definitely an ally to Orange County and an enemy to the Blue Devils right now. They're only down by a score, but to get the score, they got to get the ball back, and it's not looking real good because Orange is driving. They started this drive from the Culpeper 43. They've got it down to the Blue Devil 10-yard line, and they're in a position where they can attack on another score and then really seal the deal.
Yeah, up 13-7 with a minute 43 here to go in the ball game, and Orange just let the clock run down and call timeout. Smart move.
Steve, did I tell you that we are live this year?
Yes.
You do realize that, right?
Yeah.
You know you're live.
I'm live.
All right. We have a live sponsor, Enable. I'm going to give them another plug here momentarily, but let's, Orange County says they're ready to go. Poirier, he's going to keep it all the way. He's going to look for some running room. There's that footwork again, and he does a nice job. And, more importantly, that clock just keeps running.
Yep, it keeps running, and and what I don't understand is how's Culpeper letting the quarterback get 4 or 5 yards on a simple run-off tackle? Now it looks like Culpeper, I think, called time.
With a minute 32 to go. Well, our live sponsor this year is Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air at 718-7556. A minute 32 to play. The Blue Devils there. You look at the defensive unit. They called a timeout because they've got to try to stave off this Orange County attack, try to get the ball back, Steve. But I think what's going to end up happening is it's going to be too much, too little, too late, as the expression goes.
It is, Mark. And again, it's like, I thought Culpeper played overall great. I would give him a B- tonight, but maybe it might go down to C+ toward. They just did not have a good fourth quarter.
What about the turnovers?
The turnovers are a big key. And if you get 2 or 3 turnovers a game, you're not going to win the football game. And then penalties too.
All right. After the timeout, 2nd and goal from the 6. This is Poirier. All right. He gets down to the 5. And it looks like the Blue Devils will call another timeout.
Yeah, if they want to try to stave off this and try to get the ball back, but even if they do stop them on downs and get the ball back, they got 95 yards right now to go to score. So,
well, when I read that Orange County had beaten Cortland last Friday, 42-35, and I thought about how Culpeper had fallen to Eastern View, 38-6. It sort of makes you think that Orange would sort of have its way tonight, but that's not the case. Blue Devils played them tough the whole way. Now, technically, it's not over, but the turnovers, I think there have been at least 3 for the Blue Devils. Then the big penalties, crucial times. They've been in it the whole time, regardless. But now with that 13-7 lead, and you're down to 1:25, and your opponent has the ball in the red zone here, really at the 5-yard line, you're running out of time. You are, and then Culpeper did play a lot better tonight than they did against Eastern View, but Orange is a quality opponent, and next week, Culpeper's got Fauquier, and then they get into their district schedule, and of course, King George, on their game last, they ended up having to call it after halftime to Lightning, and they called it a tie. All right, here it is after the timeout. Fakes it to Childs, and Poirier keeps it, and this time they wrap him up nicely, making a tackle. Dylan Shiflett of Culpeper, and that brings up a 4th down, doesn't it? It does, yeah. But Culpeper's out of timeout, so. And now you're down to 1:10 and counting. Yep. And so now Culpeper's going to get the ball. It looks like maybe they get it. Maybe they get it after this play, or it depends on what happens here on 4th down. Right? Yeah, well, see, they're letting the clock run down, and then Orange is going to use their timeout. And then basically after that, all they got to do is take a knee or run around. And it's running down. Johnny's got the camera on the scoreboard. You can see it all for yourself there. So 37.5. As you said, Orange County would call a timeout. Yeah, they're either that or they're going to try to score here, because you don't want to you can't punt it. Either that or you go out and bring out your field goal kicker. That's what I do. Well, let's say you run the ball and you don't score, but you leave your opponents with 30 seconds to go about 95 yards. Yeah. So, if you're Orange County, you're sitting pretty right now. And speaking of sitting pretty, look there. Yep, good picture right there. The cheerleaders. Yep. But the thing is now, Mark, what do you do with Orange? Your 4th down, do you bring on your field goal kicker? Or do you give it in the hands of Poirier and let them try to score? If they score, the game's over, pretty much. Culpeper won't have a chance. But if Culpeper's now got to play a little solid defense right here and not let Orange isn't going for the field goal, but not let them, get in the end zone. Mm-hmm. All right, so 4th and 4 from the 4, 37 seconds remaining. Poirier, he's going to run it all the way, and this time, he got away from Holland, reverses his direction. Now he throws, and it's caught in the end zone by Sheldon Robinson. He was like a magician there. They had him, and they let him get away, and he threw it for a touchdown. He shook off Will Holland and on the play, and then he kept. That's a good athlete Poirier did. He kept the feet moving, kept it alive. Now, a lot of Culpeper did his knee go down, but right in his clutches. Not be happy looking at that. No. So. But now they come on for the point after, and this is Austin Frazier, and the holder Bryant Childs, who I think's had a pretty good game tonight, Steve, for the Hornets on both sides of the football. Yeah, this is a tough loss here for the Blue Devils. Well, that last score was a little really not indicative of how this game has gone tonight, is it?
No. I mean, at 20-7, it's going to end on 27-7 score. But the Blue Devils had chances, but they committed turnovers and penalties.
But you know what I think? That play by Paul Poirier was really a fine example, maybe a microcosm of his abilities, because let's face it, in the game against Cortland last week, he was 16 of 17, no interceptions, 226 yards and 2 touchdowns, right? When he ran the ball, he ran the ball 11 times for 46 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he was involved in 5 of their 6 scores, either running it or throwing it. And then on the last play, really, of the game offensively for them, they look at 4th down and what was it, 4th and 3?
Yep, 4th and 3.
Or 4th and 4. And he goes left. You know, he's going to run it all the way. It was designed for him to run it. And it looked like he was right in their clutches. He got away somehow. And, you know, when you do that, there's going to be a breakdown in the coverage because they're all pursuing the play, right?
Exactly.
Wide open receiver, and it's just like a magician.
And he was smart. I mean, he saw number 2 just sitting there wide open, Austin Frazier, for the football, for the touchdown. And, you know, kudos to Poirier. He's stronger than he looks, and he got out of the grass of Will Holland. And Will's probably kicking himself, how did I let that guy go?
It really captured at a glance what Paul Poirier is all about, don't you think?
Yep.
Jakari Edwards on the return for the Blue Devils. He'd like to give him good field position. And they're going to have to settle for about the 30-yard line with 20 seconds remaining in this one, and it's 20-7.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Culpeper, I know you don't want the kids to shaking their head, but, you know, look at last season. They started out 0-2, 0-4, and they started winning. They have a winnable game against Fauquier because Fauquier is not that good either. And they have a winnable game against them. You know, COVID is is hurting Liberty and Chancellor over there in Liberty's Northwestern District. So I don't look for Easterview to make that game up. And then, you know.
Yeah, I've been advised that they won't, so that would make it a 9-game regular season for them. But anyway, in the final 20 seconds, let's see what the Blue Devils do. Steve, do they try to open it up and do a little razzle-dazzle here? Nope, they give it to Jakari Edwards. 35-40, 45-yard line where they drag him down. And the clock will stop with 12 seconds to play.
And, yeah, just enough to move the chains, Mark, and then they'll start it right back up. But Culpeper, this is a story of missed opportunities for Culpeper in this game. They came back. It was 7-7 at halftime. They were moving the ball against Orange.
And they've let the final seconds tick off, Steve. Yep. So we've got a final score at Broman Field. It's the Fighting Hornets 20 and the Blue Devils 7. So as the team members now will line up to congratulate each other. Steve, you've done a good job of assessing it already, but give us your final thoughts in a nutshell for both teams. Let's start with Orange County. What did you like about the Hornets tonight?
Well, the direction, the leadership of Poirier, the quarterback, and how he's involved, and how he also got Childs involved, and just a smart play. How he led. He was a leader. You can see that. Culpeper, they haven't really found their leader, Mark. I mean, the go-to guy that can, make the team, gel the team, and take them on their back and say, look, we're going to win. Terrell had a good game. Malachi. He had great rushing games, but again, what happened with Culpeper is that they had penalties and inopportune, mistakes. And when you make mistakes, a good team's going to exploit it, and that's exactly what they did. So,
all right,
Culpeper's got to go back and have another good week of practice, and they got to face a Fauquier Falcon squad here next week. And Eastern View is going to be sitting home to Stafford.
All right. Steve, enjoyed calling the game with you.
Did too, man. Good night.
All right. And Johnny, thank you for your work behind the camera. Nicole Wooten, thank you for your work in the studio. Once again, our final score from Broman Field is the Blue Devils, the Fighting Hornets, 20, the Blue Devils 7. For Steve and Johnny and Nicole back in the studio, I'm Mark O'Connell saying thanks for watching and supporting Blue Devils football. And have a great weekend. It's a holiday weekend. Be safe out there, everybody. We'll see you next week somewhere, either at Eastern View or Culpeper. Until then, so long.
Good night.